hiding all away. With his gold behind him, all he knew was stashed upon the table. Seeing many faces, seeing lonely faces, wearing lonely faces.
In these dark times of dirty nightmares, you must ask yourself, have I got soul? Have I got soap? Well now, you can get both with Psyche Soap. In this one place, there is a live show where we have fun, where we can let loose and speak the red pill and black pill truth. Where are we? Why, we're in the bucket with Psyche Soap. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do. In the bucket with Soul Soap and Psyche Soap. The same guy. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, turn this fucking thing on. Hey, I miss you guys! Woo-hoo! It's Guy the Mighty, Mikey, Mighty, myself. Ooh, myself is back. Woo! I miss you guys. You shut! Nobody misses you guys! You stupid doodoo pee-pee peanut gallery. I fucking hate you! Wow. and of course, coming up here in about a few minutes, I guess, there'll be the things that make you go by Psyche Soap. Now, I don't know why, but I had to do it, you know. Starting this show a little later than I normally would. Now, that'll never happen again. I know. Oh my God. Oh, don't be mad. I don't want to hear that shit. Hey, bring me back into the fold here. There we go. All right. And don't forget, you gotta go get my homies. Go get the homies. Look at this. Where's the likes? Yeah. And after my show, if I don't get no likes, no one will be left alive. Hey, you shut! You stupid doodoo PV peanut gallery, oh my God. Ugh, every show, you always got something to say. You always gotta boo me all the time. And you know it's stupid, you know it's doodoo, and you know it's pee-pee. So, we're in the bucket, where we have fun, let loose, speak the red pill, and even the black pill truth. This show may offend even ardent supporters and friends, but as promised, I don't give a fuck. Alright. Why? Because I can, stupid. Now, during my show prep over the week and shit, because I was a little torn between getting this particular topic in the bucket, or should I make this a rumination? But no. One thing's for sure, This one here is a head scratcher. I mean, I may need to continue this into another one or into a rumination of some type. I don't know. Now, this could be the red pill of all red pills. I mean, you guys have heard of Peter Thiel, right? You know, the yeah, as well as Alex Karp. And there was the interviews where a mask off moment happened on the left in that case, whereas the Tucker Carlson and the Ted Cruz and even these recent Lindsey Graham interviews were kind of the same on the right. Now I used to fan off even my watchers when they tried to tell me that the tiny hat club, you know those motherfuckers. They wield some of that enormous power and influence. Well, I was like, I don't know why. I mean, I'd ask sometimes. I mean, are people? Why are people hating on the Jews all of a sudden? Like, what the hell did they do? I mean, didn't we just liberate the motherfuckers from the Nazis? Aren't they God's chosen people? I mean, and I asked this when I was like an atheist, man. I'm like, why are they hating on them? But check this bullshit out. Now, I never liked that Lindsey Graham motherfucker either. I mean, guys, I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but does this motherfucker sound like Blanche from the Golden Girls? It's like every time his bitch ass talks, it's got me waiting for a pearl clutch moment or a pearl clutch statement like, I do declare. Oh, bitch ass. And, bro, I always knew something was wrong with that boy. Now, South Carolina. South Carolina. Come on now. You are in the South. All right. Your gaydar should be better than mine. And you voted for this? I mean, when I found out who Roy Cohn was, and when Orange Man made a comment about him being his mentor and shit, it was one of those things that made you go, but please don't tell me Roy hit that. Ew, man. Ew, Will. Why would I start a bucket like this, man? Like, fuck. I mean, I don't know, man. What you be doing, Orange Man? You be letting this guy, were you letting this guy rub his fingers through your head and all that, and making little tornado swirls through your head, trying to give you a little comb over, but reach around and a comb over at the same time? I don't know. I don't know. What? I told you this show might offend ardent supporters and friends. Shit! I don't give a fuck. Hell. Because, I mean, come on, guys. He does sound kind of feminine, too. You know what I'm saying? Or is this just me? I don't know, man. What the fuck, dude? Like, okay. Okay. Let me get out of this shit. And get on into whatever it is the fuck articles, funny shit, dumb shit that I've seen this week. Oh man, where are we gonna go with this? Since we are on the topic, might as well do this now. I mean, yeah, he better not pardon this bitch. You've already put her in Club Fed. You already did that. I mean, so it goes, let me check this out. Okay, what is this shit talking about? Maxwell absolutely never saw Trump engage in inappropriate activity with Epstein's circle. Bombshell interview reveals. So Ghislaine Maxwell was asked about numerous famous people, including the president, the Clintons, and Prince Andrew. Ooh. Now, Elaine Maxwell said she'd never seen that. And it was like, let me see here. And there was a transcript of her interview with the deputy AG. And I think we talked about that in the last bucket. Now, Blanche interviewed Maxwell, a former associate of Epstein's, last month over 2 days in Tallahassee, Florida. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence for her role in helping Epstein recruit, groom, and abuse young girls. About a week after the interview, the 63-year-old British socialite was moved to a minimum security prison camp in Bryan, Texas. Oh, I know where Bryan is. That's near Texas A&M. Okay, now with this crazy shit, and I don't get it, man. It's y'all better not, man. Y'all better not pardon this bitch. It kind of reminds me, at what level, at what level do they serve the fucking what they call that, the lowest common denominator? You know, my favorite people. Yes, yes, my favorite people. You know, we know where Ghislaine fits in this shit. Further to the right in this description here. Sorry for those that are on podcast mode. All right. But, dude, oh, fuck. This is fucked up. Kind of reminds me of that other story, too, that I briefly covered last week. You know, the one where this fat looking ugly ass femcel, right? She was basically feeding disabled and special needs kids to her boyfriend so that he could do all manner of things with them. Yeah, it was that real. And it took them 9 years, 9 fucking years to give her 100-year prison sentence. You see what I'm saying? It's shit like this. And you know, you may want to take your red pill on more subjects than just dating and relationships. Look at who they favoritize, especially in this shit. Why would it take 9 years? Get this. Their the fucking excuse was you know, COVID, you know, the reason why they couldn't do what it is that they wanted to do, because that made the sentencing take a little longer. Like, why 9 years though? Even though COVID was like what 5 years from this recording? Like, damn, dude, man, I can't fuck with y'all in this. Too many people. Basically, this is what I'm saying here. Too many people are waiting to give folks the pussy pass. And it comes in all forms and shapes and sizes. We already know in the case that I just described, this guy was already sentenced. So why was it a problem sentencing her? Especially when she ran the daycare, especially when she fed those things to that guy. Yeah, the intent was clearly there, but it took you 9 years to sentence the bitch? Are you fucking serious? Things that make you go. Okay, enough of the corny shit. But back to this. And I said all of that to say this. Man, Maxwell is trying to get in Orange Man's good graces just so the bitch can be released. And I don't know if y'all heard of Taco, but this is one of those taco moments for Orange Man. Yeah, man. Trump always cucks out. Always cucks out. Look at the nomination of Pam Bondi. Now, when we was working through this a few months ago, back after the election, and then, you know, the guy gets in, you know, gets inaugurated, and he starts doing his picks. Some of them I was okay with. But there was two picks that I could not fucking stand. And that was his pick for Secretary of State, Marco Rubio's fake Florida ass, and Pam Bondi's motherfucking mask on feminist ass. All right. All right. And now we're starting to see this play out in full plain view. Back to this though. The Deputy AG Todd Blanche sat down with Ghislaine Maxwell as the Trump administration attempted to quell backlash from Republicans and Democrats alike over its handling of the Epstein investigation. He was trying to just, you know, fuck you. You're not a supporter of me if you are questioning me over this. Now, guys, again, it's been said, probably said it in the last show, that if you are afraid to even confront the people on quote unquote our side, guess what, my friend? You're in a fucking cult. Yeah, you're in a cult. Yeah, you're in a cult. Every last one of you motherfuckers are in a cult. Shut! You know it. You shut. I heard you. You shut. I'ma redirect you. Now, in the wide-ranging interview, Maxwell responded to questions about several famous people with alleged connections to Epstein, including Trump, former President Slick Willie, and Prince Lion Ass Andrew. You know what? Well, I took time out to watch that Prince Andrew interview on the Beeb and all of that, and this motherfucker was sweating bullets, trying to sidestep. I mean, bro, what the hell are you explaining yourself for? You got power. You're a part of the royal family. But guess what? They stripped a few of his little privileges away, which will probably get back at least 20 years from now. I don't know. Maxwell told Blanche she never witnessed Trump, who was once friends with Epstein, doing anything quote unquote inappropriate. And she goes on to say this: I actually never saw the president in any type of massage setting, Maxwell said, according to the transcripts. I never witnessed the president in any appropriate setting in any way. The president was never appropriate with anybody in times that I was with him. He was a gentleman in all respect. Shut! That's bullshit! She's saying this shit to get the fuck out of prison. You already know. What's a 1/3 of a death penalty? Because Epstein, if he's actually dead, okay, let's just say he is. And then the Brunel fella, let's say he's dead too. All right? Let's say he's dead too. Now, oh fuck. Where am I going with this? What's a third of a death sentence? In her case, right? 20 years, but damn, in 20 years, a life sentence for her, actually. But then they dumb it down just because it's the P pass, and they got to get the P pass accordingly. Especially if they had trouble sentencing a bitch 100 years or whatever the fuck, a life sentence, had trouble putting a life sentence on a broad that ran a daycare and just kept on feeding special needs kids to this guy so that he can do all manner of shit to them. Now, come on, dude. That is that bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Back to this interview, though. It's got me all over the place because I'm thinking about that situation. And I'm like, how in the fuck? I know why. The red pill kicked in a long time ago. Right now, at this point, it's a multivitamin, damn it. Yes, it is. In the interview, bombshell, as they call it. We said that already. What else? She does not believe Epstein died by suicide in his jail cell in New York in August 2019, but said she had no idea who might have been responsible. You know who might have been fucking responsible, bitch. You was right there with him. You was Bonnie to his Clyde, bitch. There is no list, quote unquote, of Epstein's clients or famous associates, Maxwell claims. Maxwell says she does not believe she ever recruited a masseuse from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. You're right. Okay, let's just say if that shit is true. But look at this picture, though. A picture tells 1,000 words. Look at this shit. You all seen this shit. You seen this shit. Where you think he got her from? Huh? Huh? Fucking orange man. She praised Trump during the interview, saying he had accomplished an extraordinary achievement in becoming the president now, and that she, quote unquote, liked him. We all know what's gonna happen. Saying all of this buttery shit, buttering him up, and then, he's just perhaps gonna just release her. Oh man. I mean, how many of y'all seen this coming? I mean, one's in the chat if you've seen this shit coming. I mean, what the fuck? The British socialite said claims that Epstein paid her $30 million over several years to recruit young women are categorically false. Categorically false? I would like to know what that fucking means. Hmm? I mean, what did he pay you to? I mean, saying that if something is categorically false is because I guess this focused on a certain category. Things that Epstein would pay Maxwell for over a several year period to recruit young women, or paying her $30 million to keep hush hush over the recruiting of such young women. Categorically false? What category are we talking about? Jeopardy? Jeopardy Maxwell over here. Let me get this shit down, man. Oh, what the fuck? Now, Maxwell praises Trump's achievement in becoming the president. We said that. We said that. We said that. This is one of those stories that keep repeating and repeating and repeating. This looks like somebody's teacher. Shut! You know that. You want to hear your shit? My show. You shut. You shut. You shut. Yeah. More on that stupid duty peepee peanut gallery, okay? No one wants to hear you. You shut. Well, Maxwell says she doesn't remember recruiting women from Mar-a-Lago. Oh, but you remember recruiting women from the island, don't you? Don't you? Yeah, don't you? Don't you? See? What she's trying to do is surgically distance herself from doing anything inappropriate, quote unquote inappropriate, sorry, within the sphere of influence of Trump. But with Epstein, totally different fucking story, right? Yeah, we see all this shit coming in plain view. I mean, like, what the fuck? And then we got this other bullshit. It's I don't know. The interview is knocking Trump's Bolton revenge tour stop right off the page. I don't know what the fuck that means, but we'll just go ahead and get into this shit, right? So Trump's takeover of Washington and his revenge tour against a former aide, Bolton, are meant to turn the page on Epstein. But Eric Garcia writes, the Maxwell transcript being released might take that harder. What the fuck does this mean? What the fuck does I don't care, man. But we're gonna read the shit anyway. We'll go ahead and humor you. We'll humor ya. All right. The President Donald Trump might have thought he had some distance from the Jeffrey Epstein headlines that were dragging down his poll numbers and made his base turn on him and may give him a hard time in these damn midterms. But get this. I don't think Democrats vote in midterms. Historically, they don't really turn out for those. They turn out every 4 years, and even they know it. And shit, Republicans do. Two wings of the same bird. I know, I get it. But let me get back into this article. But over the last few weeks, the president has seen positive economic news taking over the streets. This takeover shit of it. God. From local police, as he watched his FBI raided the home of former advisor John Bolton. Oh, that's what the fuck this is about. That that that's what this is about. Now, those stories were dominating the news cycle until Ghislaine Maxwell made her return. You know those soap opera returns? Before that motherfucker came in, right? About 2, 3 months back in that same damn show, that motherfucker was in some type of a ran off the road, off the side of the hill car crash. You see the big ass explosion, and you knew in that damn show that motherfucker died. And then the motherfucker comes back in about 2, 3 months after that. Like, what the fuck, dude? But we'll get back in this though. The release of the transcripts of Todd Blanche's interview with Maxwell Epstein's longtime associate and one-time partner. One-time partner. One-time partner. What the fuck are we doing with this phrasing, man? Huh? I'm seeing this shit already. Who assisted in his abuse of girls and young women, became the motherlode of all Friday news dumps. It will certainly rekindle questions about what exactly Trump knew about his former friend and likely give congressional Democrats all the more reason to push for the declassification of files related to the Epstein investigation when they return from recess. This month was only a fucking how do you get this? A timeout, I guess. And both parties, a timeout. Well, watch September because September's a motherfucker. Ooh, some shit might get foul around that month. We don't care. We'll cover it in the bucket. Don't worry about it. Things that make you go is on if you want to do it, and you don't want to listen to my news reading ass. Fuck you. Ooh. Shut! We want to hear your shit. This is my show. Okay, where am I? Trump, who has continuously expressed annoyance about the affair that he had called bullshit. Yeah, he's bullshit. Shut! So far has not commented on it. Just before the transcript dropped, he again distanced himself from it when speaking to reporters. See, this is what the month of August is. Buying time. Buying fucking time. And this bullshit right here, man. Yeah, look, I don't know. Guys that have me on podcast mode, you're not able to see this, but what we're looking at here is a nice little wilderness looking setting and pretty crowded road. Kind of looks like the rural area that's right outside a very large city, but in this case, Washington D.C. or this is around the Beltway, that's for sure, because I'm seeing Maryland license plates. Now, what's going on with this shit here is that we got these two, lowest common denominator leisure class folks raising up their sign that says Trump uses FBI for vengeance. Hashtag no king. Okay, you'd have been okay if you'd have not put up the hashtag no king shit. Because that right there, that it fell flat on its fucking face. From the moment that one bitch was that strag bitch that was singing Trump is not a king. Shut. You shut. I saw that shit. And you did too, and you thought it was terrible singing. Now, I think this might be. Oh, okay. This is what Orange Man said. Okay. I've said to Pam and everybody else, give them everything. Give them everything. Because it's a Democrat hoax, he said in reference to Attorney General Pam Bondi. That's just a hoax. The whole Epstein thing is just a Democrat hoax. No. That's very real. That's very fucking real. You were a Democrat too? Yeah, we've heard about this. You cut off, that was kind of good. That was kind of a smooth sidestep there, Orange Man. You know, y'all cut off ties in the timeline. You were only friends for 15 years, but cut off ties in the timeline just before the islands were built. Right? Okay, I'll give you that. But there was other shit. There were black sites. There were Epstein black sites before that. Come on. This motherfucker deals with the intelligence community. So of course there's gonna be like different black sites and shit like that. The island was just that right there was the pie in the windowsill, bro. Huh? Pie in the windowsill trick. For the past 2 months, this article goes on to say, the Justice Department and the FBI specifically faced negative headlines after it released its 2-page memo that said Epstein likely killed himself and that no client list existed. Okay, man. More lowest common denominators running shit. You see what happens when when you get girl boss energy in your government or your company? Don't you notice that the fucking stocks or whatever it is, the value of that institution starts to go down? Yeah, I noticed that shit too. I mean, Dan Bongino used to watch his show. I mean, he was a part of the Epstein did not kill himself crowd. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Now this motherfucker is he's on with the Department of Justice staff. I don't know if he took over Secret Service. I don't know if he's got a high position in the FBI with the glowies and shit. But you know, how did we go from Epstein did not kill himself to Epstein likely killed himself and that no client list existed? See, it put, according to this article, Attorney General Pam Bondi, one of his most ardent loyalists, under a microscope and led her to vanishing from Fox News. That's possible. The takeover signaled her return to Fox as long as she faced no questions about Epstein. Girl boss energy. Red pilled moral of the story. Girl boss energy, and I don't give a fuck if it's coming from the full on, septum pierced, nasty, hair under their arms type bitches. This is also coming from the chameleon mask on girl boss types too. You got to take this shit case by case. I get it. But in this case, this is fucking stupid. And you know it's wrong. Man. Okay. No love from that. I'm not telling the truth there. Huh? Shit! Because you know I'm right. The country, for the most part, had moved on from Epstein, at least until Congress returns from recess and Democrats push for the release of the Epstein files. No, I ain't moved on from that. I didn't move on from that. You ain't speaking for me. I didn't move on from that. The more I hear about this shit, and I have been hearing about this shit, all right, the more I hear about this shit, I think of, you know, how we often say that Republican, Democrat, left wing, right wing, two wings of the same fucking bird that's taking its eagle lips and pecking you on the ass every fucking time in a bipartisan effort. Am I wrong there? I'm wrong there, huh? Okay, cool. All right. Still, Orange Man seemed to push that off front page and the world was focused on the Bolton raid. until the afternoon rolled around. Then the Justice Department dropped its transcript of its with Maxwell. Okay. Epstein's associate currently serving a 20-year bid for her role in her and Epstein's abuse of young girls. Maybe boys too, keep in mind. They can do that shit too. Now, in the interview, Maxwell said that she absolutely never saw Trump behaving inappropriately with anyone in Epstein's circle. She praised Trump's extraordinary achievement in becoming the president now. She also said that she did not believe that Epstein killed himself. Of course. Of course. Not even this piece of shit believes that shit. While much Maxwell's words sound exculpatory, the fact that Trump's deputy attorney general took the unprecedented, are you serious? Unprecedented step of interviewing her will make her words seem spurious. And Maxwell's words must be understood through the prism of the fact that she is a known liar and convicted abuser of children who has every incentive to lie again to receive a pardon or have her case appealed. Now you're getting to what I'm talking about. Right. Now, and the new headlines, along with her vehement denial of Trump's involvement, will only rekindle questions about how much Trump knew about Epstein's abuse before he ran for president. It would only add, no. Dude. What? What did he know? How did he know? And when did he know it? I mean, dude, it's already out here. With what little we do have and what we could have had to uncover further, it was a big ass haystack with a few needles, but they went through that damn haystack, with one of those, those roofing, fucking rolling magnet things. So they just went through that shit with a magnet thing, and all the needles got up on it, and then they got it all about the haystack. And once they get it done and they get it back, the damn haystack is then handed to you. Yeah, things that make you go right. Now, back to this article. And the new headlines, along with her vehement denial, we've already read that shit. It will only add further fodder for congressional investigators as a bipartisan group of members plan to file a discharge petition to release files related to Epstein. Well, you should have did that. Especially you Democrats. You're giving more credence to the Republicans for telling you that, dude, you had a whole 4 years in uncovering that. Why was that not important when, y'all was playing Weekend at Bernie's for 4 fucking years, huh? Why didn't you do that? Trump might want to turn the page on Epstein and Maxwell, but he'll find that rough for the immediate future. Motherfucker, he'll find that tough for even the distant future. But hey, he don't give a shit. He was already elected, Now, after that, you're going to see the most craziest form of TDS that you've ever saw. Kind of like in the last 2 years of Trump's first term. You know how they were cock blocking him and everything and taking things to impeachment up after 2026. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Now, when Trump's right, he's right. But when Trump is dead fucking wrong, I'll call him wrong. I'm not in a cult, man. Hello, man going his own way, man. Come on, dude. I didn't just do this shit for dating and relationships, even though we'll give you some of that good old booger nose, Mick Jerry Bill Fuck, Okay, now back to this shit. This is about Ghislaine Maxwell from the Great Satan. You know what this network is. Fuck it.
Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. The major headline here, Maxwell told the Deputy Attorney General, quote, I never witnessed President Trump in any inappropriate setting in any way,
They
end quote.
keep saying
Maxwell
that.
also added when asked about the existence of a so-called client list, she said there is no list. She also said she doesn't believe that Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in prison in 2019. Let's get right to it. NBC News law enforcement and intelligence correspondent Tom Winter is here. So the DOJ, Tom, releasing hundreds of pages of transcripts here. You've been going through it all. What stands out to you so far?
Yeah, and to be clear, we haven't gone through all of it yet, so want to put an asterisk on it. And the reason for that is because just the first day's testimony is 263 pages, and then an additional 60 plus on the second day. There are, according to the Control F function on my keyboard, over 22 references to President Donald Trump. We also searched, obviously, for former President Bill Clinton. The highlights there, of course, is that she says that she did not see any massages or untoward behavior by either the former president or the current president. There's also a reference to other high-profile figures in business, including Bill Gates. Again, says that she didn't see him getting any massages or any untoward activity there.
Did she see anyone getting anything untoward?
So having gone through it, there are references to massages, references to things that occurred. Her attorney's out with a statement this afternoon saying that, you know, this all points to her innocence, that the Justice Department never considered her a co-conspirator in the Florida case. Of course, I've reviewed that case extensively, and whether or not they actually even got there because the investigation was paused because of long plea negotiations with Epstein is an entirely different matter. So there is a discussion about that. There is a reference, a number of different references to, you know, issues that have been in the news, including this alleged letter that Donald Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday. She says she does not recall that specific letter. She did not see it. And so that I'm paraphrasing from that as far as what she witnessed. I know a lot of people are going to ask about, and you and I have talked about in the lead up to all of this, her ability to tell the.
Now, bruh, was this from her recent testimony or some shit? Like right here? I mean, now, forgive me again. You may be on podcast mode, but what we're looking at is this image or this video that's been going around with Ghislaine Maxwell and, you know, 3 other people. There's this blue background. She's in what looks like kind of an interview, kind of like a press conference, if you will. And she's pretty much, you know, I believe she's telling about what we had just got through discussing. That's for sure. And why is there no prison outfit on, huh? Why in the fuck ain't there no prison outfit on this bitch? What is going on? Man. See, if it were anybody else, this would not be happening. Or if it was, that person would have on a red suit, right? Exactly, man. What the fuck is this about?
People are going to ask about, and you and I have talked about in the lead up to all of this, her ability to tell the truth here. And so part of the agreement, part of the initial discussion of this is that there was an FBI agent in the room. So if I were an FBI agent, I don't need to put you under oath, Vicky. If I was asking you questions about a particular incident, you lied to me, that in and of itself is chargeable. And she's reminded of that in the course of this interview. And then also it could be used against her if, in fact, she is retried on a cross-examination standpoint. It could be used to cross-examine a potential witness. So those are just the 2 caveats there. But otherwise, she was free to have a discussion and free to talk. The audio has been released as well. We're in the process of downloading that. We'll probably be hearing more from that later in the day. But this is what the Justice Department says comprises the entirety of her day-and-a-half interview with the Deputy Attorney General for the United States, which is extraordinary. I cannot ever recall in my career, I've been doing this a long time, a Deputy Attorney General conducting an interview like this, certainly not one that's the former personal attorney for the President of the United States.
All right, that's a great analysis. I know that you're giving us the Cliff's Notes versions, given that there's so many pages to go through. Smart, she's the Control F function, Tom.
Everybody uses that damn Control F function when they're dealing with anything. Oh my God. I'm done. But not done with the show. We got more to go. What's happening with you, JR? I see you out here, man. Yeah, man. What's up? And then Timmy. Timmy don't in the house, Timmy. Yeah, we see South Park has a Timmy, but in the bucket we have a Timmy too. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with them things that make you go. Bye, psyche stuff. All right. Outlaw is happening. I see you in here. Grave digger. Oh shit. Grave digger, nigga, 6 feet deep. Yay. And then there's motherfucking, yep, of course. You are correct. You are definitely correct. There's a little quick aside on that. And yes, you do got to play ball when it's a part of politics, of course. And speaking of which, I've been rocking with this guy for a while. I mean, yeah, man. He like me, he's voted Orange Man too. Y'all check him out. If you haven't checked him out yet, he's heavy duty country. He's a pretty cool dude. You know what I'm saying? And we'll put this on, man. We'll put this on because the guy is saying something. The brother's saying something. So I'll go ahead and put this on because I do want to know what he had to say. I didn't get this. I have not played this before. So we'll go ahead and play again into it, see what's happening.
Tired of the antics that we call our government in this country. I'm tired of putting other countries first. I'm tired of us going to Israel whenever we need to make a decision. I'm tired.
Hello, right? Shit. Sick of that shit. Hell, it's getting to the point to where even those that do vote red are like, bro, come on. Now I may be a God-fearing man, and I do go to church, and I do read the Bible. But damn, why do we got to do everything for Israel? What happened to America first? And the ones that are always and almost always left out in the cold is his base. Now, I don't know if you guys are. I may not be because I didn't donate to him. There's two, well, really 3 ways of voting for a president, whether you got a felony or not. Well, you only get one of those 3. 1, you can vote with the ballot. 2, and this is for even and including felons, you can also vote with your money. It's called campaign donations, bro. Yeah, you didn't know that? So that's another way for you to vote. And the 3rd way is both. But yeah, man. He's about to, from what I can tell here, he's about to spit some real shit on this. Okay, let's go.
Tired of APAC. I'm tired of giving money, our tax dollars, to other countries. There was some study with all the money we've given to Israel, we could have free healthcare, which is a big deal. Me being in the ER as much as I have from rodeoing and everything else, I've seen bills up to 40 grand, which is not even that much for crazy stuff. Try being airlifted to a hospital. You get out and you have to go back in because you had a heart attack right after you saw the bill. But nope. Let's take care of other countries first. Let's not take care of our veterans. Let's not take care of the issues here. Let's just continue to nurse from Israel. All right, doesn't that sound horrible? Where am I going with this? We have just experienced another massive issue that's come up. A guy by the name, let me make sure I get this right, Tom Artyom Alexandrovich, described as the head of Technological Defense Division at Israel's National Cyber Directorate. So he was arrested in Las Vegas. That was part of a sting in regards to people seeking sexual contact with minors.
Whoa.
Apparently, the woman that they were trying to contact was 15 years old and was an undercover police officer. I mean, that police officer must look really young, but if she advertised it as 15 and they were like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it, that's a problem. Can't you find a nice woman your own age, dude? Here's a news story.
Controversy this afternoon and evening about an Israeli government official who left the country after an arrest for a sex crime. We thank you for joining us at 6. I'm Brian Loftus.
And I'm Denise
What?
Valdez. As 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne.
Whoa, 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 whoa. So it's no longer an exaggeration, fellas. You know? I mean, to start with even the what rabbis would do to babies. I mean, that was a thing. You know what? And it still is a thing. And when I'd seen one interviewed, they would say it maintains some type of a sweetness. Like, sweetness? I don't give a fuck what you define sweetness as. It better not be doing this shit to babies, man. I heard that shit and was like, what the fuck? Ew. Fucking ew. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, 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 ew,
tells
ew.
us state law allowed him to pay his bail before ever seeing a judge.
An Israeli official reportedly back in Israel after being
Oh,
arrested
wow.
here in southern Nevada on a sex crime. The question not so much how did he get out of the country as how did he get out of jail to begin with. Acting United States Attorney Sigal Chattah taking to social media Monday night, saying, quote, a liberal district attorney and state court judge in Nevada failed to require an alleged child molester to surrender his passport, which allowed him to flee our country. In fact, that Israeli official, Tom Alexandrovich, who is upper management with the Israel National Cyber Directorate, in town for cybersecurity conference, where police say he chatted online with a decoy who posed as a 15-year-old girl.
Hey, you know what? And then, dude, you should have got Chris Hansen involved with this shit. And yo, it does not matter whether that motherfucker's liberal, whether that motherfucker advertises to be conservative either. The point of this shit is that you're doing it. Stop fucking doing it. Okay? What the fuck, man? How? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask that. Keep going.
And never saw a judge.
So he didn't see a judge. They gave him a $10,000 bail and they pretty much waved him goodbye. You know why?
Wow.
Because he's allowed to go home to Israel, which is apparently a common thing. Now, there's an article by Sean King, and he says that he spoke directly with the police department in regards to this because it just kind of seems wiry, right? The head of cybersecurity in Israel gets caught in a sting trying to target a 15-year-old girl. He doesn't see a judge. He posts a $10,000 bail, which is super low. It's like a penny. It's $1,000. You don't think this dude is a flight risk? Oh no, it's cool. He's in the government. It's fine. Well, he isn't in ours. This is what Sean King says. I have now confirmed with officers involved in the sting that the Trump administration personally intervened at Israel's request to override U.S. law enforcement, including their own federal agents.
What? See what I told you? See what I told you? The Trump administration personally intervened at Israel's request to override U.S. law enforcement. Override them, okay? Including their own federal agents involved in the sting, to make sure that Alexandrovich got back to Israel quickly and safely. Yes. You saw that. Or you heard that, fellas. Whatever the fuck. Whatever the shit.
Involved in the sting to make sure Alexandrovich got back to Israel quickly and safely. The officers told me they couldn't believe it. They had worked for weeks with the FBI, Homeland Security investigations, and the Nevada internet crimes against children.
Whoa, 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 whoa. AB, what the fuck? What the fuck? Whoa, no. Oh, no. Oh, hell no. There was a case of a rabbi spreading STDs doing that? Ew, ew. Ew, ew, ew. Ew, ew. Ew. Oh, God,
To run
no.
this sting. They caught Alexandrovich red-handed. They booked him, charged him, and logged him into Henderson County's system like every other suspect. And then, despite the Trump administration itself authorizing the sting, Trump's own team stepped in and blew up their work. They expedited his release and returned to Israel. Now, look, I can't find anything else on this, so I'm taking this reporter at his word. But if this is true, my God, it truly is an Israel first country. United States of Israel. Oh, no, it's not America. It's United States of Israel. They're calling the fucking shots, buddy. And then we have Israel's story on this. Netanyahu claimed Alexandrovich was never arrested at all, only briefly questioned before returning to his hotel and flying home. Okay, so I just have a question. Do y'all think that you can just lie to the world and then people are going to be like, oh my God, it's a prime minister. I'm just going to shut the fuck up and I'm going to listen to whatever he says. It's like when they say that they're not starving people in Gaza and that it's not a genocide. I've had so many people hit me up saying, it's not a genocide. What are you talking about? Have you seen pictures of Gaza? They bombed the whole fucking thing. That's not being tactful about going in and killing Hamas. That's saying, well, we can't find them. We tried. Not really. But we're just going to bomb the whole fucking place. That's called a genocide. When you kill mass numbers of people. If this is true, that the Trump administration let him through, just let him out, $10,000 bail. See ya. Go back to Israel. Go back with all the other sex offenders out there. I mean, it's a damn harbor for them out there. This picture pretty much says it all. So if that is true, that the Trump administration stepped in to get this guy out and just sent his ass back to Israel, let me just make sure I understand. You guys won't release the Epstein list because it's a hoax, even though it has to do with pedophiles and people who touch kids. But you will release a guy who is seeking sexual contact with a minor? What the fuck is going on? This is stupid. What do we stand for in this country? Oh, it's too complicated. You won't understand it. Shut the fuck up. Everyone who says that. It's pretty simple. Is it right or wrong? That's what we need to get back to in this country.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, y'all are quick to listen to your wives. Y'all are quick to listen to the think about the children. Mask on, and mask off feminists. I don't give a fuck whether they're left or right. The question is it right or wrong? You don't let a few of these offenders free and keep all the others down in the jail. You give them the same exact one. Do it on a case-by-case basis? Okay, yeah. But really, you should go at this with you should go at this genocidal ways with this. Blanket this shit. A bunch of motherfuckers doing it. And if the evidence matches with them, get them. Get them. How hard is that? Enforce the laws that are on the fucking books. Damn. Okay.
It's not, oh, it's super complicated and we owe these people money. And if we say this, then we get blackmailed. No, somebody have some balls in our government and just do the right shit. Because right now, I don't trust anyone. I don't think anybody is doing what they said they were going to do. I think everybody is serving another country and then crap like this happens. That is all starting to make sense though. Because remember how bad Trump used to talk about Hillary Clinton? Now listen.
Yeah, man. Lock her up. Lock her up. Lock her up. Look, man, I voted for Orange Man last year. I voted for him 4 years back. You know? Took a few red pills and went, this motherfucker is, he getting away with some shit. What did you... By Psyche Soap. Don't forget to watch that. Now, what the fuck? Are we going to keep this going on? You know what? Just because he's your guy don't mean shit. Doesn't mean a cotton picking motherfucking thing. Nope. Doesn't mean shit. This trafficking shit gotta go. This molested shit's gotta go. And covering it all up, really gotta go. Yes. For real. It all has to go.
Listen to them. They didn't just go and kiss and make up. That's planned, no doubt. And we're all tired of it.
Yep, absolute. And then there's this another thing. Yeah, and I seen this over the week too. And oh, fuck. All right. Let me take y'all back to Nebraska. Hey, yo. Flanders. Father Saunders. If you're watching this shit, bro, what the fuck is going on in your state? What the hell is going on in your state? Especially Omaha. I mean, child slavery again? Omaha? For real? Y'all don't remember the other Larry King? The other Larry King? Y'all don't remember the Franklin Credit Union scandal? Boys Town? What? You don't remember? Ew, ew, ew. Ew. Ew, ew. You remember Ernest P. Worrell, and he would see something or smell something or taste something nasty, and he goes, ew. That's where we going with this shit. I don't mean to gross you out, but this is what's going on. Check this shit out. This is going on in Omaha. Omaha. Check this out.
After that FBI operation uncovered sex trafficking, among other crimes, at 4 local hotels.
First Alert 6 Ron Johnson has more about what allegedly went on inside those hotels and the push to find new housing for those soon to be displaced by the investigation.
What you been doing in them hotels, boy? What you been doing in them hotels, boy? We gonna get to the bottom of this shit if I gotta put my foot in your ass, motherfucker. You yeah, by Psyche Soul. God damn it.
A 24-page indictment lays out the crimes committed by 5 people arrested in an FBI operation.
What the
They're
fuck?
accused of labor trafficking, sex trafficking, and drug use, as well as attempting to defraud the U.S. through their visa status and staging a robbery. As a part of the investigation, all of the properties owned by the defendants are being seized. That includes 2 homes, 6 cars, 19 bank accounts, jewelry, and the 4 hotels raided in mid-July.
Damn. We know this is the American. Kind of funny how they paint it over the letters and all this nice little shit. Yeah, you see this shit? My God, man. This trafficking shit has got to go. You know? Both parties are doing it. I don't like it. You know? And out of situations like this, let's talk about the left wingers for a minute. A lot of them, and some of them, you know, feel for. Some of them, fuck no. You really need help. Step the fuck back away from the education industry. Because it's bitches like you that are poor supervisors of those children. You're doing just like that one lady, and I do use the word lady loosely, right? That just like that one chick that kept feeding her boyfriend, you know, feeding her boyfriend special needs kids, you know, and then they grow up. There's long-term effects, long-term damage effects, you know what I mean? Yes, it is. Long-term effects. Like this. Let me see if you've heard this before. Gender is a social construct. There are 72 genders. And you shut up, you heteronormative cishet faggot. See what I mean? That is the effect. This shit here is the cause. Parents that don't want to raise their children, I don't give a fuck if it's the dad. I don't give a shit if it's the mom. I don't give a shit if it's the girlfriend letting the boyfriend do it or the boyfriend letting the girlfriend do it. It's stupid. I don't give a fuck if it's left. I don't give a fuck if it's right. The problem is that it's not right and it needs to fucking stop. Damn. Yeah, hit the damn. Okay, back to this fucking. Yeah, I heard about this shit. This fucked me up. Flanders, what the fuck they doing in Nebraska, man? Shit.
The people not involved in the operation but living at those locations now have to move out, and they have until Monday to do it.
There's just reason to believe that people are unsafe here, right? So we've got to make the decision to get the place closed up by Monday morning so that the families that are here are safe and no other homeless individuals or any type of crime that could happen.
No shit. I understand closing the border from this type of thing, but we're not just talking about the southern border. We're talking about the western. We're talking about the eastern. We're talking about the northern as well. Because they'll sneak some kids in. And then they'll set up shop, just like they did in this story. And they'll pluck homeless children out of these streets and put them in these hotel motels, holiday Americans. And then, you know, it keeps going on with a vicious cycle or in a vicious circle. I don't know if you remember Roy Cohn, but Roy Cohn was bad news too. Rosenthal, Cardinal Spellman, J. Edgar Hoover, shit like that. You know? And yes, it does happen on smaller scales, from household to single mother household to single mother household, and even in dual parent households too. It's a damn shame that I find myself in the current fucking year of this recording, 2025, and I gotta say dual parent households. This makes no fucking sense. Play the goddamn story.
Possibly can happen here.
Lift Up Sarpy County is trying to help those displaced find another option. Executive Director Tanya Gifford says they've helped several people at the former Roadway Inn in Bellevue, but still have either individuals or families in 13 rooms that they need to help. Gifford says it all comes down to timing.
Between Monday and September 3rd, we have 7 days that we have to find coverage for before they get their next check. So we're going to work with some hotels on trying to discount some rates to get them into hotels or shelters until that 7 days is up.
In addition to financial obstacles, others are also dealing with either bad credit or previous evictions on their record. Gifford,
look, right here. Again, fellas that are on podcast mode, you don't get to see this. It's audio only. You can come back to it and be a part of the replay gang, y'all. Nothing wrong with that. But it's usually, and how many have you seen like this? They got anywhere from 2 to 8 kids going to pantries like this. Then they let the kids stay up past 10. Wait till they ass go to sleep. Wait till they mom go to sleep. Excuse me. Then go out there, run the streets a bit. Then they get caught up with one of these sketchy characters and they throw them in a motel, throw them in a hotel, American, and put them in some bullshit human trafficking operations just like this. Just like this, bro. And it all starts from this. How you doing, lowest common denominator? Which part do you fit right here? Which fucking part do you fit right here? Shit. God damn it. Get me back in that motherfucker, man. All right.
Hartford remains hopeful, though. They'll be able to help everyone.
It's going to be a hard battle to accomplish everything by Monday morning and get them moved into somewhere safe.
No shit.
In Bellevue, Ron Johnson, First Alert 6.
Threshold and Heartland Family Service are assisting other residents at those other hotels impacted by the raids.
New report shows illegal immigration hit a record high in 2023.
The Pew Report.
Oh, it did. Oh, man. I'm not going to get into it. Don't get me started. We had already talked about that one, man. Let me get out of this shit and get, oh, man. Oh. Okay, real quick. DC. Y'all been hearing stories about that. I'm not breaking any shocking news here by saying that the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., is a federal district. Wow! But look at all them niggas. Well, I said like True Sherm. Niggas. Chilling out with the National Guard. See, I told you. There's a reason why the community calls Washington, D.C. CC, Chocolate City. Hello, fellow Trump supporters, fellow brothers, MAGA hats. Remember how we slammed the Democrat Party for their blind allegiance to George Soros? Right? Yes, you were correct about that. But guess who is your George Soros? He died recently, by the way. His name is Sheldon Adelson. See, he constructed AIPAC. Don't act surprised, motherfucker. They got George Soros, you got Sheldon Adelson. But Sheldon Adelson died. Somebody took his place. There's a placeholder sitting in that motherfucker right now. Keep on looking around. Bring it on to me in the comments if you want to in the show. We'll talk about it. And as to why. I mean, the panel link is up there. We can talk about this shit right now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Now, I knew about the Sheldon Adelson dude for about 13 years. But I didn't know that this guy died 4 years ago. And his body was buried where? Mount of Olives, right? East Jerusalem. See, this was in 2021. And this was the same year AIPAC founded their No Shit Political Action Committee. Now, relax. I know it's the main organization, the main organization also. But today, it's a guy named Wilbur Ross. He's a guy that bailed out the Rothschilds, the Rothschilds identity, the entity of Rothschilds. I mean, when I say Rothschilds, you know what I mean, right? A few shows back, and I believe True was on it, and I was probably audio selling that time. And I was playing the video that happened in California. And this was last year. A Rothschild's member, heir, a family member of the world's royal family. Yeah, he died in a fire. Oh, well, died, quote unquote, in a fire. Ain't that weird? Oh, here's another thing. Isn't this weird? If you burn Old Glory, our 50 stars and 13 stripes, it's free speech in America. But if you burn the Star of David in the form of a blue and white Israeli flag, oh shit, they will give you the same fate. Yeah, things that make you go, God, what the fuck, man? Okay, we're gonna go on to this next thing. Big up to Memology. I watches him sometimes. Sometimes he be cucking for Trump, but I can't hate on it. But he's even called him out on this shit. You know, he's probably one of the folks around now toward the end of August, giving it some time before the story about, Epstein comes back up. But they focused on something different. Now, I may be commentating during this, so be careful. And there may not be anything but music because I do go to his site sometimes. Fuck it, play it.
Ken, what are your FBI sources telling you about how this change could impact Americans and what they expect from the FBI?
Well, Ali, they're concerned that what has been the FBI's number one mission since 9/11, which is preventing a terrorist attack on the United States, that is falling by the wayside amid this rhetoric. You heard,
dude, that fell by the wayside 5 years ago, about 4 years ago, when we had gotten out the last troops out of Kabul, out of the airport, and it kind of looked like our current year's modern day situation of Saigon, 1975. Hey, get this. That happened 50 years ago. That happened 50 years ago. The Saigon thing, when they often show, the end of the Vietnam War, when you're looking at a Vietnam War documentary, it don't give a fuck who made the damn thing. But they all are in the embassy roof in Saigon, soon to become Ho Chi Minh City. What is now Ho Chi Minh City? Yeah. And then they get on this helicopter, packing on that helicopter. Some even want to hold on to the feet of that motherfucker to get the fuck out of Vietnam. Some do. And they were packed and stacked on. It was the last helicopter, too. The one they always show when it comes to the end of Vietnam. Same thing with the airplanes in Afghanistan. Some folks don't like to remember history a lot. I used to think that math, science, those two were the toughest subjects in school. Now, I look around. History is a difficult subject to some people. Geography is a different. That was a really easy subject back then. Maybe I'm old, but I could point to all sorts of things, all sorts of regions, all sorts of places on the map. But some of y'all, well, not you fellas, y'all are the most intelligent, but some folks in these last two generations here, geography seems to be a struggle. It's like presenting a calculus problem to any of us. It's fucking weird. And you remember them street interviews? You'll see them every now and again, and they'll ask whatever. They'll ask a person on the street, off the street interviews, right? They'll ask a person on the street where such and such on the map. Or they'll ask them a simple question about, who is the prime minister of the state north of us, or excuse me, the country north of us, and the country south of us. One of which, Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum. Okay, now up north, they changed out Mangina because he had just ended his term not too long ago. Now, forgive me, I forgot the name of the guy. He just changed it. It'll come back to me here pretty soon. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll say it in about 2-3 shows from now. But yeah, what I'm saying here is geography was a really easy subject. Why in the fuck do they look at this shit as a calculus problem? I don't know. But back on to this particular story, because we're watching the Great Satan. Yeah, That would be MSNBC. And some people are like out of their minds about the FBI prioritizing violent crime. Now, they've been watching too many critical race theory documentaries, too many leftist funded and government funded documentaries as far as FBI doing their thing. And I'm not a fan of the glowies, okay? But if they got to take over a fucking federal district, let it be so. They're really pissed off because this fucks with their Black Lives Matter narrative, right? Washington, D.C. has over 75% of a population of black people, and the rest of them are white. And more often than not, these people, they're in government. They're in government. They're in fucking government. Keep it going. Let's go.
Heard him say, let cops be cops. But FBI agents are not generally cops. They don't consider themselves cops. Often they are lawyers and accountants. They're investigators, and they do work on violent crime, but their priorities for generations, they've had other priorities ahead of that, including the national security priorities.
And check this shit out. FBI priorities. And now, I am not a fan of the glowies, but I am a fan of the glowies actually getting after problems that they should have been paying attention to, I don't know, at least 24 years ago. So Kash Patel plans to require all FBI agents to spend time investigating violent crime. 2, be equipped with tasers. Current and former glowies concerned investigations could suffer terrorism, hackers, spies, white-collar fraud, public corruption, child sex crimes, and national security, which y'all should have been doing ages ago. Man!
Not only stopping terrorist attacks, but fighting, for example, Chinese espionage, cyber crime. And then there's the whole gamut of sort of white-collar crime, public corruption, fraud. All of that now is getting less attention because Patel has essentially made a series of changes where he's ordering that all agents be spending some time on violent crime as well as immigration enforcement. Last week, there was a call in which it was announced that all FBI agents would be equipped with tasers. Now, that sounds like...
Now, watch these motherfuckers try to hijack some type of a narrative and spin it into it being racist for doing so. It's not racist to do police work. It's not racist to do law enforcement work. Their job is to fight crime? I don't know. You tell me.
Like no big deal because a lot of police officers have tasers, but that is not what FBI agents do. They don't patrol the streets, right? And so that sent a message to a lot of my sources. Wow, things are really changing here and not for the good.
Oh God. Not like, come on, dude. Made no damn sense.
What is wrong with you all?
Yeah, a lot. A lot. They were fucking up. Okay, what's this other shit? No, we'll go back to this. Did we fuck with this?
Folks, I am really getting tired of the antics that we call our government in this country. I'm tired of putting other countries first. I'm tired of...
Okay, I think we talked about this just a while ago. But here's another thing, man. And I haven't read this one at all. And it's kind of strange. A mom is trying to buy some innocent toy rose, and then months later she realizes what it actually is. So we'll see what this is about.
This could quite possibly be one of my top 10 parenting fails. Back in February, I bought my daughters a little rose from the, dollar store for Valentine's Day. I bought them one each and they've had them in their room, right? And yesterday, one of them decided to pull the rose apart. Fine, no worries.
All right.
Here's what I didn't realise. See this rose? Just looks like a normal rose, right?
Yeah.
One of my children pulled this out of the rose.
Wow. Wow. Oh, but let me see what you did with that. You wore that shit, didn't you? Yeah. Hey, if you wear that, hey, baby. My name is Soap. You could put on them drawers right there. You know what you went out and bought that shit for. What the fuck is wrong with you? Ooh, see what you did? Ooh, parenting fail. With your stupid ass, okay?
So, of course, I ran to confiscate the other rose to make sure that the other one didn't find the pair of underwear that was hiding in the rose. This was advertised as like $1.99.
Yo, and then it unfolded into some drawers. A thong for real, son? Wait, whoa. Did you really go to a dollar store? Come on, lady. Did you really go to a dollar store? No, you fucking didn't. You went out to one of them nasty stores. You know what I'm saying? To one of them little sex shops. And ew. What the fuck? Oh, no. Holy shit, Rep. Okay.
This is The Wire for 2100 Zulu, August 22nd, 2025. Precedence is routine. Information cutoff is 2000. Bottom line up front. Flagging operations continue in the United Kingdom as dissent grows regarding migration efforts. John Bolton's residence raided by FBI. Beginning with international events, in the United Kingdom, opposition to migrant centers continues, mostly in the form of flagging operations around England. For the English, a common point of resistance has been the public display of the English flag, which in some context has been classified as a criminal act. As such, the emplacement of the St. George's Cross flag has become a focus point for British society over the past few days. On the home front in Colorado, the investigation into the stabbing of a park ranger at Staunton State Park has concluded with the arrest of the park ranger who initially made the allegations. Callum Heskett was arrested for making false claims regarding the attack, which turned out to be an elaborate hoax. Analysts.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We can't keep on doing this shit. So, to my understanding, this park ranger just made up some shit. See, he acting like his mother. You acting like your motherfucking mama over here throwing hoaxes and shit. You keep misusing political or you keep misusing law enforcement this way, bro. It ain't gonna work out. See, it might have worked for your mama. And these days, it won't work for your mama. So quit doing that shit, boy. You acting like your mom, boy. What's
comment. It's not clear why he did it, but the sheriff stated that Heskett intentionally stabbed himself and radioed in the attack, which triggered a very widespread manhunt and lockdown of the surrounding area. In Nebraska, approximately 2 weeks since the raids first took place,
Oh,
2 of
yeah.
the 4 hotels complicit in the Chaudhary child slavery scandal have been shut down. The American and the Victorian Inn and Suites in Omaha were observed to be shuttered to the public yesterday afternoon, pending the Human Trafficking Network investigations. Analysts
See, yeah, that shit. That was the shit we was talking about earlier. And Omaha. Yeah. We know what it is. Let's go.
comment. The other 2 hotels, the Inn, formerly the Super 8, and the Roadway Inn, are reported by local media to still be open for business for the time being. Somewhat interestingly, the local media coverage of these closures has focused on the displacement of long-term residents of these hotels, many of which were formerly homeless. In an interview with local media, one hotel resident stated that these hotels were used as residences by people who couldn't rent due to poor credit, rental history, and so on. If these hotels were quietly serving as a sort of informal halfway house for long-term residents, this human trafficking network could be much larger and more substantial than previously known. In New York this afternoon, a tour bus suffered a rollover incident on Interstate 90 near Pembroke. The initial response was treated as a mass casualty event.
I think I got that crash. Now don't quote me on that. That's probably on the things that make you go. By Psyche. So where the tour bus, I think it ran into a semi truck. Oh no. Yeah, that does sound like one of them things that make you go. My Psyche show. And after that show, no one will be left alive. All right.
And due to 52 patients being reported at the scene. Many fatalities and entrapments were also reported as a result of the crash. In Maryland this morning, the home of John Bolton was raided by the FBI as part of an ongoing national security probe. The raid lasted several hours, and many boxes of documents were observed being removed from the residence. Analysts comment. Beyond the headline, not much is known. Most journalistic speculation has theorized that the DOJ is trying to get him on mishandling of classified information, which is an easy charge to levy against most political elites who very rarely handle classified information properly. Analyst comments for this wire. In the United Kingdom, a bit of context for the flagging operations is important. Unlike in the United States, where the national flag is a common sight, throughout Europe in general, national flags are not a typical observation throughout society. The one exception being foreign flags. In many parts of the United Kingdom, the sight of Indian and Pakistani flags is vastly more common than the Union Jack, with foreign flags even being flown from government buildings. Even more important is that the official flag of the United Kingdom, but especially the flag of England, the St. George's Cross, has been demonized to the point of quite literally being illegal to display in some cases. Many people have been arrested for displaying the Union Jack at Hindu or Islamic street parades or events, and it is very common for schools to ban school children from wearing.
Look here, motherfucker. You know where the fuck you at. Shit. That's like me burning your Indian flag. That's like me burning your Iranian flag. That's like me burning your Palestinian flag. That's like burning the motherfucking what is that? The ISIS flag. But I don't give a fuck about that one, you know. You could just burn that. Just burn it. Fuck it. Right? They burn our shit over there in their country. I think, you know, and this might be a wrong way to make it law. It might start wars. I don't know. Automatic enemy combatant to any foreign motherfucker burning the flag, burning my motherfucking flag in your country. No, I'm just kidding. Burning our flag in our country should probably make you an enemy combatant, and you should be subject to the wonderful laws of the USA Patriot Act or the NDAA or the FISA laws when you're fucking in America. When you're just in America, you ain't got to be fucking in America. You just got to be in America. What the fuck? Stupid shit like that, you know? All right. I think somebody came in.
Displays the flag of the nation that they are currently located in. This is why these flagging events are being undertaken with an element of secrecy. For the British, the bar is so low that displaying their own national flag is an act of defiance and resistance that may result in arrest and imprisonment. Unknown Englishmen will sneak out in the night and emplace the English flag in a public area, such as attached to a street sign, as a way of countering the other foreign flags in an area. Equally risky has been the spray painting of zebra crossings, pedestrian crossings for Americans, which are traditionally painted on roadways and take the form of white rectangles. Unknown persons have taken to spray painting red lines on these crossings and roadways to resemble the St. George's Cross flag of England. Again,
Dun, 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 dun. Dun 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 dun
Check us out.
Yeah.
Buddy, what's up? All right, so I came in at the perfect time. Let's just imagine you live in a world where your nation's flag, the country that you live in, the country you may or may not still love for some reason, just imagine that you fly that flag outside of your freaking house and all of a sudden you're a domestic. I can't say that word. Just imagine that. Oh, that's the world we live in, isn't it?
Especially in the coastal states, man. That's
I
fucked up.
would never.
Like all the blue spots that you see here would do exactly what you got through describing. all this shit here. And these little chocolate chips, only half our population lives there. These are woke cities, man. Most of which you're seeing are sanctuary cities. Let's just keep that all the way 100. All of this.
For sure. And if
And
you
yeah.
fly the flag of that country you live in, you're a Who White Supreme Pizza. Psycho Soap, are you a Who White Supreme Pizza? Because you
Well,
say things that those people say.
Well, I don't know. I'm one of them. Yeah. I'm an Oklahoma nigger and I want to be free. Here with NAACP. Oh, come on. Oh, man. You shut. You go back to after, boy. You go back. You go back to after. I'm just fucking with these people. Let me get this shit out of here. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a damn shame because if there is going to be a civil war, maybe then it's kind of my guess. And being out in the sphere and coordinating with other brothers that get on their podcasts or get on their shows and they do what they do and they get to talking about this. Look, a civil war would probably be started when there is an economy that's just as bad as the 1930s. I'm not talking about 2008. Just take that 2008 global financial crisis, multiply that shit about 5? You know what I mean? I don't know, 5. And you're in a situation where it's hell. And then some of your savings, if you do some savings of any type, the government is going to try to make their way, and they don't give a fuck who the hell is in office. If they need that gold about your pocket, they'll come back and get it. They'll come get that gold about your pocket. This has happened before. Well, man. Shut! You know what I'm saying. Yeah. What the fuck?
And from an American perspective, this seems underwhelming, but for the British, this is a significant act of defiance that highlights just how oppressive and dystopian the British government has become over the past few years. Most European media groups have attempted to demonize these activities, but it's a pretty hard sell to suggest that a person displaying a flag of the nation that they are in and a citizen of is somehow extremist behavior, especially when the
No.
display of other foreign flags is applauded at every level of governance.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, when the situation gets tough, the tough have to
If
get
you
going
play it, if
somewhere.
you show
And
a
in the case
flag
of the
for our country, you're a Yahtzee. Yeah.
No.
Whatever country.
Yeah. I might as well say it. You're Nazi! Yeah, you're a Nazi! You Nazi! Hate you! Hey! That's hate speech.
We were punching those guys up until all of a sudden we had that conflict overseas we're not going to talk about. Then all of a sudden we supported those people, the Yahtzees.
Yeah. We supported him on the low, only to keep the communists at bay, starting in the year 1945. Because, we weren't fast enough. We were playing like, I don't know, I guess it was kind of like a long game, I guess. And it was an easy defeat. We're talking about a country that had a war, started a Second World War, and ended up having wars on both fronts. So they knew they were fucked up, but it was the Eastern Front that actually, stomped their capital and kicked their asses. Now,
Actually, I was talking about Ukraine.
this is today. Yeah, we'll we could fast forward to today. You know, when I look at a map of the EU, and it was hard to do it. They're trying to say that they were trying to claim Ukraine this whole time. No, no, no. But then again, I could kind of say that this would be Russia's fault. I mean, the Rus, like even all the way back to medieval time, y'all should have just back to the time of the Romanovs. I'd say, fuck it, it ain't even got to be medieval. Why didn't you just go ahead and just make that Russia? What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe it's a problem with, okay, here's the definition that they think is fascism: blood and soil. Russia for Russians, America for Americans, Germany for Germans. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Blood
But
and
yeah,
soil.
and the thing
But
is,
they call it
oh
they
yes,
call it
blood and
fascist.
soil.
They call it fascist. That right there is the
That's
definition of fascist.
absolutely stupid. That just okay. So here's the thing. That is not fascism. That is not Yahtzee. Whatever. I'm not. It's your channel. I'm trying. Algorithms. But like, here's the thing. And I'm not. I don't know if I'm not technically a national. Like a word we shouldn't say. But like whatever on YouTube. But look. Here's the
No,
thing,
you
man.
can say nationalist.
Yeah.
Let's go
Can
ahead.
I say national socialism? Is that the problem on your
You can
channel?
go ahead and
But, like,
say
no.
that too. I don't give a
But
fuck.
that's the thing, man. And that was, they talk about socialism hasn't been tried. What if the socialism that they were trying was the socialism for the country where everybody lives there and pitches in for other people like them? And I'm not even the hardest person on this stuff, but we've got to the point now where like I hear shit like this. I'm like, you know what? We got to talk about this stuff because military vets, that's why I love Saunders because we talk about this kind of stuff for real. And we've got to the point now where like you can't say anything. Like I call into your channel like I don't want to get your shit deleted because like if I say anything, it's, oh, soap's gone. Oh, soap 2's coming up now.
No, you're already on soap 2. But you
Oh,
want to
is this
know
soap
how I
2?
got soap 2? This is technically soap 2. But the reason why
Please
I
go
had
for
gotten
it. I want
soap
to hear it.
2 is because I made it happen. It's called the things that make you go by Psyche soap. Because when I would put those on, the things that make you go, I had to put that on the new text. Because if I just just kept it over here, dude, my channel would be I'd be no more different than Undead Chronic or Hammerhand. So no, not really. No, not
I hear
really.
that.
We're still
So here's
here.
the reason.
And yeah,
Or
go ahead.
sorry. Here's the reason that everybody, whoever is not everybody, who is everybody, hates Russia. Because they are, in a way, a national socialist country. They look out for what's best for their country. And they support what's best for their type of people, whatever you want to call that here on CuckTube. That's their type of people. What is the ethnic nationalism of Russia? It's Russians. That's why they want the Donbass region. That's why they, to my knowledge, again, I'm a military vet, but I'm out of it. To my knowledge, Russia now controls the Donbass region. That is the Donetsk Republic and the Luhansk Republic. And those are both now parts of Russia in some way. And they hate that. They don't want people who are together, who are the same to be. And I'm not Russian, obviously, but just like that's what everybody should. That's kind of what all the people I listen to of all of the fringes of the internet. You guys, I'm MGTOW, but like not even just everybody. Anybody who goes their own way in any way understands that like you have to at some point be able to go your own way. I'm not even talking about women, by the way. You have to go your own way. You have to be able to fight and potentially get Minecrafted for whatever you want. And that is truly going your own way. For most of us, that is obviously not having anything to do with women because they're the opposite. But in any capacity, you have to be able to go your own fucking way in whatever that way is. be it political, be it sexual, be it social, be it whatever. You have to be it your work. By the way, my boss and I are at war right now. I'm not going to discuss that, but it doesn't matter. You have to go your own fucking way, and people forget that, and that's where we get these people. Oh, I'm just yeah. I gotta collect my thoughts, but yeah, that's where I'm. That's where we're at.
That makes sense. You know, okay. There will be a civil war in this very country, but what I fear is what China went through in World War II. In World War II, Japan was invading Manchuria. Well, now it's China. At the time they were doing that, China couldn't get its shit together. They used that distraction to invade that place. It was the nationalists, Chiang Kai shek, KMT, Green Gang, the communists, yes, Chairman Mao and his people, the Long March. And they have been going through a civil war in that particular time, but they had to, stop their, their bickering, their fighting, their civil warring, and put aside their differences to defeat Japan. That's going to be us. The American Empire, when we do go through a stagflationary depression because of the market, because our empire will slip from our fingers when that does happen. When that does happen, there's going to be nationalists, globalists, nationalist right, globalist left. Globalist thinks that they're citizens of the planet Earth, not citizens in America like the nationalists do. You know, now multiculturalism, the American melting pot. The only part that I believe that on is that we don't have to always announce that a black guy behind this mask is working with any of you. That you, be it you white, be it you Latino, be it you Asian over here. And that is kind of fucked up because, it's kind of wild that the leftists do this shit while announcing that they're diverse, while announcing that they're in unity. No, we do this without even trying. We realize what America is.
So, you're saying you don't support an organization or a group that's led by a black whatever just
Black
because he's black?
nationalists,
Are you
black
saying that? Yeah. You don't support him
ethno-nationalists.
just because of that?
Hell no. You know why? Because they failed to realize, and this is what, some of the quote unquote my people are on. This, check it out. They still think that they're prisoners of war for 400 years. Dude, if you're at war with a country for 400 fucking years and you haven't won it yet, shouldn't you just go ahead and assimilate? Okay, give you the example of Haiti. Haiti shook off its French yoke. You couldn't shake you, meaning black people. And this is what I tell them. You can't shake off your English yoke. You can't shake off your Spanish yoke. You can't shake off even your own African yoke because they sold you here. You can't shake off the native yoke because there's some natives that actually did own slaves. The last man to surrender in the American Civil War was named Stand Watie in my home state of Oklahoma. Yes. And he owned slaves. He fought for the Confederates too. So this is it's a herky-jerky thing. Modern day, present day America. If we Americans, yes, America for Americans, if that makes us fascist, fuck all of you that think that. You know? I get it. Citizen of the world. All right. I'm not an American. I'm more than this nation state that I live in. I'm a citizen of the world. Let me tell you something. We haven't got past states. American states. That's 50 countries doing their own sovereign thing. When we have a certain issue, let's take, for example, abortion. Um, the Supreme Court overturned the Roe v. Wade shit and left it up to the states and didn't try to make it a national thing because there are women in the South that do not like abortion. Why in the fuck are you in a coastal state? You from California. You try to have a baby, woman. You try to have a baby in Alabama and try to abort it. You knew what that state was about. You knew that they're Bible thumpers. You knew that this is the deep South. Why didn't you have the baby in California? Why didn't you abort the baby in California? See what I'm saying? You don't get we need to get past this citizen of the world shit. Now, the day we'll get to that is if we actually, go ahead and do an Independence Day scenario when the whole world is being invaded by, extraterrestrial beings, whatever the fuck that is. But we're not on that. We're trying to get it together in our own nations because in our own nations there's people. But some of these folks are still living where they lived 1,000 years ago, where, okay, let me give you one. Palestinians, but in a country called Israel. Jewish Zionists in a place that they call Germany. Are you a German? Yeah? No? I don't get that. You're 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 Iroquois, or you would be Lakota. You're not American. I mean, yeah, you do live in South Dakota, but does that make you an American too? Because South Dakota, as our last check, is a state in the United States of America, right? But if you call yourself an American, that means you're fascist. But you're stuck on this cultural group. This cultural group. Can't you transcend beyond your cultural group and call yourself American before you can ever call yourself a citizen of the world? Let's try identifying yourself with the nation state, because in the BC times, way back then, we had city states like Rome, Athens, I think, shit like that. But there are countries now, you know, there are countries now, and we still haven't gotten past that. Once we can get that together, then we can go over to that citizen of the world tree hugging bullshit. It took even Europe a while to even get out of the what is that shit called? The city state way of life, or the people group. Oh, here's a good example. Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary is kind of like America. It was kind of like America. See, this is the downfall of a place that does have a melting pot, so to speak, a cultural melting pot, because during World War One, Austria-Hungary had Croats, had Serbs, had Hungarians, all sorts of shit, right? But they were all under the banner of Austria-Hungary. And then they started to Balkanize. This is the Balkans region, guys, right? That's what that shit is. There is a problem when you keep identifying with a culture. Let's just say Appalachians or rednecks. This isn't called Redneck Appalachia. It's called the United States of America, right? Somewhere in there, you gotta be an American. Why is it a fucking problem? Why are people ashamed to be called Americans? Because they think theft is American. Because the ones that built this place, or at least planned this place and set aside regulations for this place, were called American. But yeah, the left, you do got kind of a point. That this group forced everybody to be this. But like Cat Williams said, this is America now, motherfucker. And here I'll go even further. Try to live in this. Try to live in this. Because whatever war y'all motherfuckers think you fighting is done. But you know what's sad? That war won't end until all other wars stop. That war won't end until all wars cease. I fucking hate getting into that because we're in this. We're in this. You know, yeah, the English, they took this land, chopped it off, partitioned it, made states out of it, manifest destiny, trail of tears, and all that. But guys, you're in the current year of 2025. You didn't have a problem with this being America back in 1990. You like the money, don't you? Yeah, that's what they do it for, right? You're American. Deal with it. Yes. Yeah, I'm talking to you minorities. Deal with it. And if you can't, go somewhere where your culture is accepted. Now, I can't say that to a native because their land got taken from them. However, they're getting fucked over by welfare dependents. I see this every day out here. I see this every day out here. Oh, my bad, guys. I'm over here on another rant and shit. I'm gonna get into this rest of this shit rap and
Well, hang on, man. You want to throw back to Austria-Hungary for a second? So,
Oh, yeah.
are you comparing? Yeah, are you? You're comparing Austria, and I'm not familiar with this. I did a report on this stuff in like first or second grade on why Archduke Franz Ferdinand was, or not. Excuse me, no, not why. No. Don't you ever ask why. Why was Archduke Ferdinand assassinated? We don't get into that. But I did a report first or second grade as to what happened in the to start that stuff in the First World War. Don't ask why. I don't know why. Who knows? You said it was perhaps they were kind of America-ish and they wanted to be free, independent or something. I've never heard that before. That's news to me. That maybe that's why. But as a first or second grader, I know that I was wondering why did they just Minecraft that guy? What happened? Like, what happened? Why did they Minecraft him? And then, that led to everything that happened after that. But go ahead.
And that same region ended up doing what we now call as balkanizing, heavily dividing, because the
This is a
Austria-Hungary
very heavily
Empire
bad term, but it may not be.
ran that area. They ran that area. I mean, the you know the royal empire that took hold of that place, was indeed Austrian. The seat of it was Vienna, and it was one big area, but within that area there were many different cultures, which made it kind of confusing for the Central Powers when they were fighting World War I. Remember, I mean, there were certain documented stock footage showing that they had to print rules in different languages. Sounds familiar? We in America got to do that today. But there were a lot of cultures, a lot of different languages spoken, and the people within, in my opinion anyway, did not like how it was being ran. And yeah, the World War I ushered in the death of empires, really, and it got kicked off by this small group of folks called the Black Hand, right? I mean, that was my understanding
Not
of
that
it.
kind of black, though. Not that kind of black. Not what the other kind of black. Those
Dark
who do,
dark hand.
yeah,
It was like,
darkness. Ultimate darkness. We're not going to talk about ultimate darkness.
but in that report, what have you learned from that? You know, and into the present day. I mean, what did you get out of Gabriel Princip shooting, and you know what really got me though? What was really fucked up is that the Archduke Ferdinand got out there first. There was a bomb that interrupted his parade, his motorcade or what have you. But then the motherfucker was hard headed. He got back out there again and tried to do it again. Like, tried to go right back out there. And that was like, come on, man. I mean, that was hubris. You probably should have chilled, brought your girl, brought your wife back in and chilled because, dude, you were about to take over from your dad, Franz Joseph. You know, he's getting old. You're getting this passed on to you. The empire passed on to you, and you'll rule over it. But I guess they seen something, or those that planned that assassination attempt, those assassination attempts, and ultimately, yes, the assassination itself. I mean, why in the fuck would Ferdinand get out there like that? You know, I mean, knowing that, his dad is old, he's given up the throne. You are still full of life. You got a whole life ahead of you. Your dad's old. You're going to take over next. And why would you fuck up the empire by coming out on these motorcades like that? See?
Unless he saw what was coming. Now, I don't know the story behind it, but is it possible that the Central Intelligence people who do things not in favor of our country, who claim to be in favor of it, might have had something to do with it? They have everything else. I don't know. Just this is just a stupid, retarded, disabled veteran asking a question over here. And yes, it's a retard because it's on my license plate.
Well, at the time that it did happen, CIA wasn't around and for another 35 years after that, man. They were the OSS, and the OSS didn't come out till World War II. I mean, back then, and when that happened, there was the radical division, you know, um, uh, given to what we now call the glowies, aka FBI and shit. When it was first being started, the Palmer raids around that time. You're going back a little further into the 19 teens, the lost generation, as they call it. But no, man, the CIA had nothing to do with that shit, dude, because they were not around then.
Not the
OSS didn't even
actual
have
Charlie
anything to do
Indigo
with it.
Alpha people. Not the actual Charlie Indigo Alpha people, but like the same people who have done this stuff for hundreds of, a couple hundred years now. The Red Shields, you know who the Red Shields are, the Red Shields, the bankers, like it was the same people. Let's just, and I don't know this for sure, but let's just guess they had something to do with it. Isn't that the most logical conclusion? Didn't Archduke Ferdinand go out just the same as everybody else who the bankers have ever had a problem with? Did he not?
Okay. So we're talking about back in the time at the start of the 20th century. Okay. Well, the Rothschilds, yeah. I mean, they've been around doing their thing, and and the Warburgs, there was like, dueling, empires back in that time. Warburgs versus the Rothschilds. And that was evident at that time. That does make sense because before, the OSS, even, which was the precursor to the CIA, but going way further back than that. Going back into the time of the Palmer raids, as I mentioned earlier. Yes, yes. What was what is in the government today? They did it by way of the bankers, the corporations at the time. I hate to say the C word, but yeah, that does apply right here. The baking corporations at that time. Not the baking, but the banking. Let's get this correct. So yeah, you can say that. I mean, this is back in the times of Teddy Roosevelt too, and how he stormed into Cuba with the Rough Riders, or trying to keep them all Latin America in line with United Fruit and everything, and then it all came to a head 40 years later. But no, no, no. Back to this World War One thing. You know, I'm willing to believe it was as a result of the Warburg versus the Rothschilds right there because these were the banks of the empires at the time, right? The Hohenzollern or the Habsburgs and all of that. In World War One, the first pass I could, if I could call it that, the first empires, and the first empires of the modern century were around. Yes, correct. And then after them, it moved from the corporate sphere, private sector, and over to the public sector, giving us OSS, CIA, MI6, KGB, and others. But before that, yeah, there were Rothschilds and Warburgs going at it, you know.
That's where that
Yeah.
shit originated.
We could also take it back to the Age of Enlightenment. But here's the thing with the Age of Enlightenment, with guys like Sir Isaac Newton, right? This fella, he had to pull back a lot of his words because, the powers that be at the time would have called it heresy. They would have burned him at the stake, right? I mean, because of a lot of his ideas were, what we all call scientific, but back then would have been seen as heresy for him, especially at a time of the Age of Enlightenment. Now, shit, this shit going on here, and on to the day and all of that, I've heard too as well over the week that there are two types of empires. Really, really, the empire that's to the stars and the empire that's for the streets. Or how I would put it, check it. There's the surface state, there's the deep state that we all know about, right? But then there's the dark state, right? It's kind of like the web, surface web, like we're on now, deep web, where everybody go over here and to, Tor or, blocked internet and shit like that. But then there's the dark web where, you would get something kind of like Silk Road, or you would see all of these diddler fucking sites and all that bullshit. Ugh. And yeah, it is there. But yeah, we got a surface state, a deep state, but hardly anybody talks about the dark state. And what makes the world go round? Gangsters make the world go round. Like, my man, Lucky Luciano, it kind of weirds me out how rap has spent a good 20 years trying to be like Lucky Luciano, when Lucky Luciano created the fucking French Connection, and they sold the heroin that was put in Harlem, and it spread all around the country. This was before the crack epidemic, because before the crack epidemic there was the heroin epidemic. But anyway, I'm gonna get through this damn shit rep, and we're gonna keep going because there's a lot of great stories we can talk about on this one.
British, the various nations that comprise the United Kingdom have returned to form in many ways by embracing their ancestral national identity. Flying the flag of the nation a person is located within is simply the lowest hanging fruit for maintaining the very basics of civilization itself. Though right now the main point of focus for flagging operations has been England, other national flags have begun to be spotted throughout Scotland and Wales too. The situation may be tough, but the flagging operations have been positively received in most places, despite what the media narratives are trying to push. Hope is a powerful concept, and the impact a simple national flag has on a populace is usually underestimated by those out of touch with the pulse of a nation. This concludes the
It seems like it is like really it would make sense to have an America for Americans, America first. But there are Americans, yeah, actual true Americans that go America first, man. And then there's another group in that same side of the political divide that go America. Wait a minute, America second, Israel first. Because if we bless Israel, God blesses us. I'm like, what the fuck? You take your ass over there, over to the motherfucking Mediterranean Sea, and take your ass on over there to Israel if you want to fight wars over in that motherfucker. But we can get on in here to this government shit. This one might be a little interesting. Happening in the Beltway, right? Yeah, because y'all, we have all been through the TSA, and for the past 24 years, we've seen invasive practices, at every airport done by these folks because they know the airport is the gateway to interstate commerce, dare I say. But check this shit out.
Of any kind just cannot be in your carry-on. Or
Whoa. Oh, what? 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 Yo, PNC, I don't know if you're seeing this, bro. These are items that you cannot carry with you on a plane flight. And what I'm looking at is a fucking rolling pin. Are you fucking rolling pin?
Do you want me to go hard right now?
Yo,
I'm about to go hard. You
rock
want me to go
this
hard?
shit. Get it.
You want me to go hard? I'm
ahead,
looking
man.
at this loadout. Now, I'm an Air Force veteran. I was not in the Army. I was not in the Marines. I know, suck my dick, whatever. I'm looking at this loadout. If I've got one thing on this fucking loadout, I'm taking that fucking rolling pin and I'm gonna smash your fucking skull in. Now, that knife to the right of it's looking pretty good, but like, wait, hold on. The bigger tang is you know what you guys may or may not know what a tang is.
Man.
Nope knows what a tang is. You know what a tang is?
That orange shit that you mix in your
No, that's not a tang. I hope I'm not being too loud. I held the phone away. No, the tang is not that orange shit that monkeys drank before they flew into space, you stupid. No, a tang is what goes at the above a handle between your hand and the person that you're gutting.
Oh, dope.
Sorry, but that's what it is. No, and that's to the left of that. That's what I want. But you know what? If we're balling out and it's go or go home, I'm taking that rolling pin. I'm gonna smash it in. Every time, taking the rolling pin. Every time I'm taking the rolling pin. Air Force veteran, I'm taking the rolling pin. I'll figure it out. Let's go.
But in a way, you know what I'm saying? Grandma. During the motherfucking Thanksgiving. See, I can
Grandma's
see
taking
this
the
all
rolling pin
now.
too.
I see this all now. Grandma going, she on the plane, Thanksgiving trip, and she got the rolling pin, and the TSA take that motherfucker away. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm at Grandma's rolling pin company right now. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, that's the toughest one in this, but I like that plug right here, way at the far left, right here. One of them throwing joints right there. I like those. Those are nice. You get like that movie Payback from Mel Gibson, the part where Danny Trejo is on, and there's this one badass bitch in the crew that just be throwing these motherfuckers like they bullets, man. Fucking people up with it. That's kind of dope.
if you were planning to make a pie when you get to your destination, but you can't have it in your carry-on. It could be used to bludgeon someone.
She picked the rolling pin. C word. That C word. She picked the rolling pin.
That's fucked up. So you know what? I see a wrench. Do I see a wrench in this shit? I see a motherfucking wrench. Ooh. There's a motherfucking. Okay, I see a couple of Swiss Army knives. All right. Okay.
I'll take that bitch out with a channel lock.
Yeah, I see that shit too. See a channel lock. I see a regular ass wrench. I see trees are green, sky is blue, and all I know is shooty bobbity gibbity boo. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. What the fuck is that? There's all sorts of shit. So no rolling pins. That was no Leatherman? No Leatherman. For real, no multi-tool? No Leatherman? What the fuck? Y'all getting about... Dude, I ain't seen this type of bullshit in 24 years. They getting back to it, man. They are getting back to this shit, bro. What the fuck?
Stuff that's behind me here represents all the prohibited items that came through our checkpoints in passengers' carry-on bags that our officers detected.
And this is from just 2 weeks. Weights,
Excuse me
baseball
for
bats,
being.
tools, all kinds of.
We're at war. You know this. This is why we're talking about this. Being condescending. Don't you understand, sir? You do. I know you do. We're at war. Anything you can do to do anything against anyone is now a problem. And I know that sounds stupid and vague, but that's where we're at. I don't live in the UK, by the way. Respect and condolences to the UK brothers. You guys are fucked. You guys are absolutely fucked. Like, your nation is a cuck nation. You were the British Empire. I love you guys, and this is why that we have many great UK brothers among us. But like, you guys are fucked. Like, please let us know what you can do, what we can do to help you. That's where we're at right now, because I love you guys. I've been in this community for I don't know how many years now, but like, we're fucked, guys. Like, the UK, I'm not in the UK. Good God, I'm not in the UK. You can hear it from my accent, but like, we got to do something, man. Like, fucking Roll Tide. By the way, Roll Tide and fuck my governor, by the way. She just fucking soapbox. So I figure this is the appropriate channel for that. Fucking soapbox. Fucking fuck Governor Ivy, that C-word grandmother piece of shit.
Oh, shit.
This stupid C-word motherfucker. We didn't have legal weed here. We were almost there.
Go ahead, call her what she is, man. Go ahead, call her what she is.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because we don't have to. And that's the thing. We got this shit. We don't have to say that word. We all know what the word is. And fucking Fox News puts that word in our head every day. They're like, these N-words. Like, no, Fox News. We don't say the N-word every day like you stupid faggots do. Oh, shit.
Get him. Go ahead, PMC. Go.
Sorry.
Go.
All right. Fuck Fox News, by the way. Oh, these white supreme pizza shit. These white supreme pizzas are like, man, yeah, those people. Oh man, they're trying to take our freedoms. They don't like Taco Bell. They think Taco Bell's racist. You know what? I eat Taco Bell 2 or 3 times a week. So, these nuts. Like, we don't no Taco Bell. I love, by the way, and this is where I get into this, and I have never talked about this. I've been in this shit for a long time now. By the way, I used to work construction, buddies. I used to work construction. I love my Mexican brothers. I'm white, if I haven't made that clear. I love my Mexican brothers. I used to work construction. They're good guys. There are some hardworking dudes. Like, if you want to do some drywall, if you want some ceiling, some roofing done, and I mean, this is not racist. If you want some of that shit done, you're going to hire a Mexican. You want to argue with me? Okay, go find a construction company or a contractor who does it, who doesn't have Mexicans. I'm not going to argue with you. Just go find them. You won't, because the best people who do it are Mexican. So what are you going to say about that? I used to work construction. All right, beat me. I've done drywall. I've done electrical wiring. I've done HVAC. I've done Ethernet, Wi-Fi, all of that shit. Find somebody who's better than me than Mexicans and most of it, and you won't.
I don't know when one is my brother.
We don't hablo español. Oh, no hablo español. We can't speak English. Speak our language, motherfuckers. You know what? No hablo español. Understand 10 fucking words from the Spanish language, and you might understand something. They can now. No. Hold on. This goes both ways, by the way. By the way, most of the people I have dealt with in construction who speak Spanish also do not understand more than 20 words in English. Those fuckers are lazy too. It goes both ways, and I'm pissed off at both of those people because I have had 2 women. By the way, this is post nut clarity. I have had 2 women ask me if I spoke Spanish. Both of the times I tried to speak Spanish, and both of the times that my Spanish was not good enough. But they asked me first, like they were asking me. My Spanish wasn't good enough, and you're like, you know what? That's okay. No, español. I'm gonna go fucking do my wiring shit.
There you go. He had his head. And you wanted to talk about rap music and rap, of course. We'll remind you on that. We'll come back to it if you like. Tim said, just the fentanyl in this country will make you say by psyche, so we know. And then motherfuckers go, all slow motion video. AB say, Russia just wants its land back from before the collapse of the USSR. Yeah, yeah. And that's what it was. Or just before, yeah, no, actually after. Because what drunk ass Boris Yeltsin did not do was bring Ukraine, what is now Ukraine, into Russia when the USSR flapped out, back in the 90s. Timmy said Fort Bragg is having a murder and drug cartel problem. Well, I could actually go a little further and say that shit. That's been happening. That shit has been happening ever since the fucking Vietnam War. Yes. Shit, all the way back to the secret war in Laos. Air America. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me give you the order. Flying Tigers, William Polly, the Civil Air Transport, and then it became Air America. Because we've been hooking up with the Chinese nationalists. And the Chinese nationalists wanted to keep the old opium wars going, because, those over there in the UK, most notably Britain, kept that going on. But shit, we had, our CIA over there, and then Air America and all this other extra shit, and we do what we do, and that's how that was going on. I'll bring you right back in here in just a moment. Let me get this one out the way there. PNC. The Asians, if that's to my understanding. Or is it the essays heading toward depression that'll make it the last one a cakewalk? Well, no, that's all of us. That's all of us. You got the boomers putting their money into tech stocks and not selling. You need to sell now. Turn that shit into gold. I am not a financial expert. Take that with a grain of salt. All right, what's the shit? Aussie say, yes, for example, blacks owned other blacks. This is true. Natives own other blacks. Also true. Whites owned other blacks. Yes, we know. And Spanish. Yes. Florida? What is now Florida? Yeah, Spanish owned other blacks too. This is true. Yeah, and then similar to my Sog Tech Bowie. Oh, okay. There was those knives that we were showing, them joints. Let me get back to that shit. That is crazy. Let me show you that. Oh. I'm not a knife man, but this shit is dope. This shit is dope as fuck. Look at this, man. All certain, but the rolling pin. Oh, they even got a razor. Even a razor up there. There's a razor there. There's a wood grain handle knife. Those are dope. I got one. There's one that's like, the American flag. Yeah, that's American. That's American. I do see the switchblades, the old school switchblades that you would see with the greasers and the socials in the motherfucking, what did he call that? The Outsiders, the late 50s rockabilly days and shit. So you got that. I see a comb. Why the fuck would a comb be a problem? And I see a couple of Swiss armies. They don't like the Swiss armies no more. What the fuck? And then I see a mini Mexican chainsaw. There's that. There is the Bowie knives. We see that. Take that bitch out with a channel lock. Yeah, you was talking about that earlier, PNC. Richard Reed effect. Wasn't that the shoe bomber guy? The Richard Reed thing? Was that what it was about? I don't know. Aussie say, even the KKK have gone woke. They're allowing blacks. They're pro-America at the end of the day. Now, well, you know what? They're misguided, Aussie. Because get this. They're really not pro-American. They're pro-Confederate. What the fuck? And the Confederates, and I don't see it in another way. I don't think that's a symbol of slavery. No, I see it as traitorism. I see it as that. The Confederates betrayed the Union. Don't give me this war on Northern aggression shit. Either you're American or you're not. And even they fucked up. They didn't even play the game right. All right.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Now, by the way, so this is a good conversation to have. Now, by the way, if you don't mind me interjecting.
Go ahead.
Now, on the left, we have this fine specimen of a defense tool. And I've seen that before. And you get that at your local Academy Sports and Outdoor store. Now, on the right, you have this wooden object that you can get from any Walmart, any grandma's fucking store, any dollar. No. Excuse
Hobby
me,
Lobby.
I'm sorry. I almost said Dollar Tree. No, it's
Hobby Lobby, maybe. If you're doing baking, you might need to come back in because it sounded like you had cut off because I don't see you muted there, PNC. You can come on back. I'll bring you back in. Not a problem.
shit.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, so I live out in the middle of dog shit nowhere. Like most of the weapons that these people have right here. So, yeah, just to drop a reference. So, on the left, you have a weapon. Excuse me, I'm sorry. You have a tool that is purchased at Academy Sports and Outdoors. I have one of them. It was in the same package. On the right, you have a rolling pin. I don't have any use for a rolling pin because I eat nothing but stuff that guys who are optimizing their health would eat. So I don't have a rolling pin. But the tool to the right of it, you can F somebody up with that. Now, if you go to Academy Sports and Outdoors, you will find the thing on the left, except you will also find a thing on the right, except with a blade that's 18 inches. That is to defend your freedom. The rolling pin does not defend your freedom, despite what every feminist says. The rolling pin is not your friend. Now,
the
I'm
grandma.
sorry. I had a point at that, but I lost my own. No, go ahead.
Yo, but the grandma could use them shits like nunchucks for real. Make you say, for real. They'll take one of them motherfuckers. I mean, like, how is this bitch handling this motherfucking rolling pin, man? Yeah, you either go to the kitchen or you go out the window. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Absolutely. But we do not have the right. Okay, for normal guys like me who are absolutely fucking trashed in their driveway right now, listen to Psycho or Father Saunders or Make Outlaw or whoever's talking their shit, Undead Chronic, whoever's talking their shit on a Friday. Is this Friday? I'm wasted. And I work tomorrow. But I don't work tomorrow, by the way. I work tomorrow. I work my ass off every day but Sunday because my boss is a Christian. All right, so who is not? But
He'll be back. I did not cut that off. And he's sitting in his driveway too. What the fuck? But yeah, real quick though, Timmy. Yeah, Timmy. I've watched Pacos fuck up the most simple jobs. And you can see that on things that make you go, my psyche soap. Yeah, I've seen that too. I even got that in my show. Yo, AB was saying when they say the N-word, they're just passing on the responsibility to you. Just say the shitty words you want to say. Don't pass that shit on to me. Because I can say the N-word. Yeah, I'm an Alabama nigger and I want to be free. Hell with it, ACP. Don't you pass that shit to me. A nail gun in a Mexican
You know what?
hand is a machine
I'm
gun.
an Alabama nigger, and I'm white, but it doesn't matter because I love you guys. I'm here. I do it. This is where I live. Like, they don't understand. This has nothing to do with race. This is about us doing what we have to do to fucking survive. I love you guys. This is what we do. I gotta go to work tomorrow, and I'm getting fucked up with Psycho Soap because this is what we do. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Go ahead.
I did it too. Grandpa, get that hood off your head, Grandpa. It's summertime.
I'm white, and I'm an Alabama nigger. I'm sorry if that gets your third channel deleted.
All right, CIA loves to go to the Green Berets for future talent. Yeah, they love to go to the Green Berets, the Delta Force, MSOC, MARSOC, Marine Raiders, whatever they want to call those motherfuckers. Air Force paratrooper, the PJs. I ain't forgot about the PJs. Y'all end up going to the CIA paramilitary. Then there's a motherfucking we said Delta Force already. We already said Navy SEALs already. We already said, well, that was it right there. Shit, that's all. And then the Space Force. Yeah, man. What are they going to do with this? I bet you the first mission of the Space Force is it's underway right now. Elon Musk trying to get to Mars, and China is trying to stop it. Space Force. Space Force. The Space Force. The 2 feet pig sticker is useless unless you know how to use it. Right on. But I would like to use that pig brain knocker that guy on No Country for Old Men uses, and he goes up to the cop and says, like, stand right there. Knocks his brain out. That was the first time I've ever seen this shit. Yeah, we gotta rock this shit. Just to be in the special forces, you gotta be 5150 psycho. Well, as they put it, you have to be morally loose. But I can say the N-word. Yeah. All right. Let's get on to our motherfucking what you call it. Let me get these out of here, man. What the fuck? This is wonderful. Oh, where was I at? It was about the
pocket knives.
What we found oftentimes hold a lot of these things close to them. This could have been a gift from grandpa or whatever, and so it becomes so normal that, they even forget that they have it on.
Yeah, that's right. Because I had it was a souvenir made, it was a 50 BMG round, and they made it into a keychain, right? It was the charm on my keychain, and then I was going out to, I don't know if it was Texas or Colorado, I think. And when I got to the airport up here in the Dakotas, they took that motherfucker away from me. Like, what the fuck? wrong, man? Like, what the fuck? I can't bring it. And yeah, so they took it away from me, but I didn't know they had it, you know. Or my work box cutter, you know. 9/11 happened.
You got a box cutter? I'm scared of you.
Yeah.
I'm scared of you. You got a
But
box cutter? What you can do with a
hey,
box cutter? You can cut boxes.
I was at work, man, and then I had to catch the flight. But they took that motherfucker TSA went and they took it from me. That's some bullshit.
Check out this
Look,
credit
man,
card that
don't you
converts
know what
into a
happened with
knife.
911 when them J
Whoa.
motherfuckers were dancing on top of those buildings after those passports who, didn't really come from those people were just littered all over NYC all of a sudden. Look, it was not a controlled demolition. I don't care what you say. I support the government. It was not a controlled demolition. Don't say
Oh
shit like
shit.
that. No, it was
Guys,
not a controlled demolition. Don't ever consider that. It was not the JQ. It was none of that stuff. It just happened. It was Ubu.
now take that with a grain of salt. And I did not cut him off. He'll be back. Yeah. Y'all hear him cut off like that. I didn't cut that off now.
You know, they even forget that they have it on.
Check out this credit card that converts into a knife.
As you can see, this here would fit right in your wallet.
A lot of people are walking around with brass knuckles.
They can actually
Yo.
be illegal.
I got pulled over, but with some brass knuckles. Ain't that a bitch? Possession of a dangerous weapon. Oh no! Jailable offense. Why does this guy look like Memphis Bleak from Jay-Z's Crew? Oh no!
A legal situation as well, because they are illegal in some states. For whatever reason, please don't bring anything like that, because that could definitely put you in a jam for whatever situation beyond what TSA.
These items are fine to pack in your checked baggage,
Whoa.
and people are still trying to bring guns in their carry-ons.
Nation.
What? That's okay? What the fuck is going on with that? Is that a... Oh, okay, I see it. The one in the fourth quadrant, bottom left, that shit kind of looks like a motherfucking Ruger? I don't know. Yeah, but these little nice ones, man, with the... And then there go the 2-shot Derringers. Looks like a 4-shot though. A 4-shot Derringer, and there's this nice looking, yeah, man, in the bottom right hand quadrant, with the nice little, designs on it, the teal and black. I don't know, the book of life looking shit. I don't know. This shit is nice, but then there's this motherfucking this purple one. It's not a Glock, but it looks like it might be a Ruger. It's not. It's an LCP, I think it
I think
is.
it's a Ruger. Uneducated guess. I think it's a Ruger.
Got the butterfly trigger on that joint, and what they got next to it looks like some looks like some fucking hollers. Some of them hollers bouncing around in your body. It would just pop you, and you'd be a thing that make you go bye psyche. So yeah, watch out for that shit. Don't carry that in your baggage.
And people are still trying to bring guns in their carry-ons.
Nationwide, our officers have detected over 5,000 firearms. Here at BWI, we have detected 38 firearms.
Detect these nuts.
35 of those firearms were loaded.
If you really need to bring a firearm, you can do so, but it has to be unloaded and packed in a special case in your checked baggage.
Kind of like a mini safe. And the ammo has to be in a separate, I think it's in a separate baggage or whatever. But then, I don't think you bring ammo at all. You just buy it wherever you are. you could bring the weapon. I'm to my understanding, and this is when I last heard it because I was going on a funeral trip. But I drove, man. I had to bring my Glock with me. Fuck that. Because in my home state,
motherfucker, get that
my
shit.
yeah, in my home state, these motherfucking enemies be trying to get me. So yo, my guy, my cousin, Pac, Biggie, all these people taught me a lesson. Never leave your crib without that Smith and Wesson. You just see, they be showing me pictures of they dogs. Fuck a dog, they'll shit in the den. But nowadays, a cat is a man's best friend. Yeah. Get you. All right. Let me play the
If
rest.
your item is detected, you can place it in a checked bag, return it to your vehicle, hand it off to a non-traveling companion, or voluntarily abandon it with the TSA. Lisa Robinson, WBAL TV 11 News.
Crazy shit.
Target CEO Brian Cornell is stepping down after 11 years with the company. His departure, which was widely expected, comes as customers are now turning away from the store. Target's stock is among the worst performing companies in the U.S. right now. The S&P 500.
You talking about the woke Walmart? Target. It's not Target. It's Target.
500 this year showing it's
No.
way down more.
Walmart said, Target said, you want your daughters to come into our restrooms without a problem? No, we have a problem with that. Your daughters have a problem. That's Target.
Even
PSA
Target
over.
said that. Wow. Shit. Well, at least they know.
I should say, to be specific. Let's go live right now to CNN business and politics correspondent Vanessa Yurkevich. Vanessa, what else led to Cornell's exit?
Yeah, the CEO is out. The CEO is now stepping in. Brian Cornell.
Hey, man, is it just me, or does Wolf Blitzer look like Father Saunders like 30 years later? I don't know. Before, after.
Stepping in, Brian Cornell, who has led the company for more than a decade through some of the company's best years, but most recently through some of the worst years, really not able to dig the company out of the hole. So now you have Michael Fidelki, the CEO, stepping into that position on February 1st. Investors were hoping that Target was going to bring in a fresh face, but the company...
Because they've been trying to go woke and they damn near went broke. Keep it going. Ugh.
He said after an exhaustive search, they're going with one of their own. You can see shares of Target stock right now down about 11% earlier today. 8% down right now. This is also because of slumping sales. They reported another quarter of sales decline. You have customers pulling back, but you also had in the beginning of this year, Wolf, a boycott by many of Target's core customers who were really upset with the brand after they rolled back their DEI initiatives. The brand was known for being LGBTQ focused and putting a lot of that branding front and center. They pulled back on that, and then consumers pulled back. Also, tariffs, headwinds facing the company. Listen to outgoing CEO Brian Cornell on what happened with tariffs with the company.
As one of the largest importers in the country, the prospect of higher tariffs meant we were facing some major financial and operational hurdles as we entered the year. This was further.
That was fake as fuck. Some PR wrote down a little, statement, threw it in the old AI voice machine and put it on there. Cause, don't nobody sound like that. Come on. You can tell what's real, what's not. We'll go back. Check this shit out. Because this is what he was trying to do. Let me get that back here.
Known for being LGBTQ focused and putting a lot of that branding front and center. They pulled back on that, and then consumers pulled back. Also, tariffs, headwinds facing the company. Listen to outgoing CEO Brian Cornell on what happened with tariffs with the company.
As one of the largest importers in the country, the prospect of higher tariffs meant we were facing some major financial and operational hurdles as we entered the year. This was further complicated by the multiple changes in tariff policy that have been announced and implemented as the year has progressed.
Don't be a pussy. Just say it, man. Say it with your chest, man. What's up with this AI shit?
And that was Brian Cornell earlier this morning on the company's.
No, bitch, that wasn't Brian Cornell. That was Psyche Soap. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Damn.
Earnings call. Now, listen, the company did say they were able to mitigate as best they could these tariff pressures, but 50% of the inventory that they sell is manufactured abroad. So that's being hit with tariffs. Also, 50% of all inventory they sell is discretionary, and that's usually where consumers pull back first. So
y'all remember, I don't know. I'm an old fuck, but go ahead, fuck it. Y'all remember when Walmart, the things that Walmart sold, I'd say over half the shit they sold 20 years ago. Hell, 30 years ago. Because 30 years ago was that threshold year. Because before that, they were that small discount store that sold things in low prices, but most of that shit was made in America, right? Right. Now, it's hypermarket, the age of the hypermarket. They got Costco in almost every country. They got Walmart in almost every country. They got a Target in almost every country. Well, all of these, namely in Western civilization. And there they go with this shit. Let me see what this bitch saying.
double whammy for the company there. Target saying that they're hoping to turn things around in the next couple years and looking to do so, Wolf, with this new incoming CEO.
Yeah, that was just crazy. So
this could quite possibly be one of
no, bitch. We talked about that. And then, oh, no. We are in this retail sales world. So, yeah, let's talk about the the Cracker Barrel. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that shit on the Cracker Barrel? So I'll just go ahead and put that on.
Okay, so American restaurant chain Cracker Barrel, one of my favorite places to eat on the road, unveiled a new logo this week, but it doesn't seem to be a hit online or on Wall Street. The old logo, which featured a man wearing overalls leaning against a barrel, has been replaced with a design that includes only the Cracker Barrel name. Critics are calling the new logo generic. Some are arguing that it removes the company's signature branding. Cracker Barrel's stock plummeted on the rebranding news, losing nearly $200 million in market value. In addition to a new logo, here's what really matters. It is also adding new menu items and redecorating restaurants to give them a more modern look. Can't wait to see that new menu.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
this Cracker Barrel shit, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't feel one way or the other. I don't. I fucking don't. But hey, man, if you want to keep on going to the Cracker Barrel, keep going to the Cracker Barrel. I'm hearing that some people, yes, people other than Psyche Soap, are saying that Cracker Barrel is now having a Bud Light moment, trying to woke it up. I wouldn't necessarily say that. Now that new logo I've seen before. I've already saw that shit, man. So it's not too much of a big issue. I mean, shit. What it is. Hey, what it is. Ford found out with the Taurus rebrand is the 500. Sales drop like a rock. Well, maybe so. Hell, maybe they should bring back the Gran Torino, the big body, the muscle car type shit. You know, Ford had it right with the Mustang. Chevrolet had it right with the Monte Carlo when they put it back on. They brought the old body to the future, which was great. Dodge did it too with the Challenger. Now the Charger, I don't know, not so much because in a way, they tried to make it look like the Daytona version of the Charger, and I wasn't a real big fan of the Mullet Mobile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just couldn't vibe with the Daytona Charger. But the Chargers, like the ones that you saw on the Dukes of Hazzard, that was pretty dope. It was kind of like, in a way, kind of like the Chargers. Excuse me, the Challengers. The Challengers. I want I want him to make ordering a manual possible again. Fuck automatic. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, shit. It does keep you from driving
So,
home drunk.
you know the scrubs can't handle those manuals, man.
That's true. They can't steal them. You know, you got a
Fucking
point there.
scrubs, man. They can't drive. Driving's hard.
Especially when they got to do this with a fucking 2 sticks, 3 fucking pedals, and 1 motherfucking steering wheel, and they got to listen to the engine, to make that shit work. And I get it.
I
I
want to
mean,
drive a Tahoe. By the way, Tahoes are named for what they carry. Just saying. To mention RP shit.
now
Yeah,
you're seeing
Tahoe is named for what they carry.
you're starting to see a lot of those Ford Broncos, the OJ mobiles, bringing them back to the way they were, like I'd say back in the 80s, back in the 70s and shit. Okay, Ford, you can do that. If you're going to do that, Chevy, why don't you come back out with the K5 Blazer and quit making these soccer mom mobiles, man? What the fuck? Quit making that shit. Ugh.
I'm in the Ford camp. No. Ford is not backing that shit. By the way, that is greedy narcissists who want to have a Bronco from the 1980s, and they're saying, you know what? My car's a shit. Hey, guess what, fucker? Your truck's been in the shop for 1.5 years, and I've been working for you. Where's your truck? Oh, your Bronco's in the shop? What's wrong with it? 1986? All right. What are you gonna get fixed next, sir? Like, serious. Like, ask them. You won't see it. If they say I got a 1980,
Fix often, repair. Yeah, fix often, repair daily. That's what the acronym of Ford is.
I am Ford only, by the way. I had a
Oh,
Mustang destroyed by some teenage. The girls we always talk about, we've done them to oblivion. One of those 304s tore up my Mustang. To this day, I'm bitter about it. Yes, we're not going to talk about it, but yes,
shit.
a 2004 silver Mustang V6 5-speed. Stupid C word pulled out in front of me. It happens. She's stupid. It's not her fault. God bless America. She was born here.
She was stupid diddy pee. Stupid diddy pee. Yeah, I often thought found on the road dead. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, found on the road dead. Is it fix often, repair daily? That's kind of different. Or fucked over, rebuilt Dodge. But no, where Ford gets it right, in my opinion, would be the Mustang. Y'all remember the Shelbys. They
don't
get it
remember.
right with the F-150s. They get it right with the trucks, and they get it right with the Mustangs. But everything else they fuck up often. I did see them remake the T-Bird.
Excuse me. You got that right too, sir. Sorry about that. You got that right. You 100% on Ford. Go ahead.
I mean, there's this Maverick that's around. I remember when Ford had Maverick as a car, not a truck. I mean, I'd like to go get a Maverick one time, I mean, that's enough truck for me, I guess. Yeah, I mean, shit, I'll bite, but, the trucks and the Mustang are the only things, in my opinion, that Ford gets right. Anything outside of that, what the fuck?
The Ford Maverick is for people who are already drawing Social Security. Everything else, they should get a Sport Trek or a Ranger. Sorry,
Yep,
I'm there.
yep. I remember a Ranger. I mean, the Rangers now, the new ones, and just like the old ones, they sit a little high up, because that was the competition truck against the Chevy S10. They don't have any more of the Chevy S10. It's now turned into the Colorado. There's a Silverado, and then there's a Colorado.
Man,
Silverados in
how deep
competition
you
with
want
the
to go into the
F-150.
vehicle bullshit? How deep you want to
Um,
go into the vehicle bullshit tonight? I'm a mechanic. If you haven't heard, I'm a mechanic. And by the way, and I'm MGTOW. To be clear, I am fucking MGTOW. But if there was one woman I was gonna get with, this woman I'm talking about. This woman has a Corvette. And this is a 2000. I don't even know what fucking year it is because I can't afford it because I work for my stupid boss. But you know what? She has a Corvette. It was like 2016, 15, 16. That is the best year ever made. The year before they went to mid-engine. And by the way, this fucking woman, and you know what? I'm gonna go off because you know what? I do the MGTOW shit. I am yes. We're going hard. You know what?
Bring him some of that
There's
MGTOW funk, baby.
and you know what? And I'm by the way, sometimes, and I'm gonna say this first of all. If you're a monk, if you're a MGTOW, sometimes you're gonna have a crush. And we can all have crushes, but at the end of the day, they don't go through. And this woman is my payroll person at work. And I flirt with this woman all the time. But it's not gonna happen. I realize now.
HR
It's
ticking
she's
time
an
bomb, bro.
HR da da da. She's not even that, but it doesn't matter. But like it doesn't matter. It's women, you don't trust them. But this woman,
Okay.
she has a Corvette. Oh my god. It's like a 2007, 8, 9, whatever the year it was before they went to the mid-engine design. It's the most beautiful fucking Corvette I've ever seen. And I'm building this story up. I'm building a story. It has nothing to do with women. So, well, whatever. All right. Whatever year, the Corvettes with those mid-engine shit, whatever year that was, fuck that shit. Corvettes are front engine cars. It was the most amazing year for that car. Now, okay. So this woman, and I'm okay with this, by the way. I was talking to her today, and she said, my car was stolen. Blah 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 blah. They bought the $500 thing off Amazon where they can light up my car and break my window and drive it away. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's what happens when you buy a car for 2004 thanks to Obama. But now, this woman, no, this is the woman I have a crush on, by the way. This woman, and I'm going to be clear. So she told me today, she said, my car was stolen and I had something I couldn't afford, some kind of gun, whatever, it doesn't matter. But she said, my father's ashes were hanging from the rearview mirror in my car.
Word.
And blah, 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 because he rides with me everywhere. And I'm sitting here going, you stupid cunt. Oh, shit.
No, go
You
ahead. Go
stupid
ahead, bro.
cunt. You stupid cunt. Are you serious? Your father's ashes were hanging on your rearview mirror in your car, and your car was stolen. Now your father's ashes are stolen, and you don't have them. They're not at your home. They're not at your evil boss's home, who also want to die. But, like, they're nowhere. You hung your ashes of your father in your car rearview mirror, and they're gone. Yes, I'm wasted. And I'm going on this shit right now because this is MGTOW 101, you motherfuckers. This is what women do. This is what women do.
They
I'm
fuck your
serious.
shit up.
I have an
Yeah.
ex-wife. This is what women do. They do stupid shit like that. This is a smart woman. If it wasn't for her, the company I work for would go under. And I'm serious. She's smart in that way. But she does stupid shit like that. Her father's ashes. Yes, you heard me slam my drink. Her father's ashes were hanging for her rearview mirror in her expensive ass Corvette, and it got stolen. Now her father's ashes are gone. This is what we live with. Don't you guys ever think that some woman is gonna have an intelligent thought? Even some smart woman like I'm talking about. They won't. It's not happening. This is
No.
a quote unquote
Not
intelligent
at all,
woman.
right? I mean,
No.
did she ever get it back?
Not
Did she
yet,
ever
but I
get-
plan on giving it to her in the next few years, baby.
Riggs is saying that you was referring to the C8 engine in the back, but the C7 was the last front.
Woo! Don't you argue with me over front slashes back and Corvettes. When it went to the mid-engine in a Corvette, that was over. I'm a Mustang guy, by the way. That was it. Don't you fucking argue with me over Corvettes and their mid-engine shit. I
Hey,
love
the
you, Rick.
Camaros weren't too bad either. Fuck. And it's a damn shame they ain't bringing back the. Oh, I see why they're not bringing back the Trans Am. I see why they're not doing that. Because, gender is a car social structure. I don't know. What the fuck? Yeah, you shouldn't do that, guys. But yeah, man, they should probably bring back, in my opinion, the fucking Cutlass. But I've had enough of GMs, bro. I mean, back then, it was like, okay, you got the Vega, Nova, Impala, Malibu, and Caprice. Am I right, guys? That was in the Chevy end, but in Ford, it was the Torino, Torino, Maverick, and the Mustang. If I'm not, Pinto was, competition with the Vega back in that time. Shit, dude. Like, getting into these cars, man, that's a whole nother show, bro. Like, that's a whole nother show, bro. Yeah, two-door Ranger or an S10 two-door with a manual will work great for 90% of what I do. Of course, and exactly because the bed in either car really is the right way. Yeah, S10s, you mostly see them riding low. But the Rangers, you see those riding high. Yes, the Maverick 4-door 2.8. Bro, Timmer, that is almost, or is it that's the distance to the moon. All right, so Rick say, give me an SS Impala with a manual, happy as a clam. Love your GM, but come on, bro, make a manual orderable. Well, right now I got a fucking I got a God-made Chevrolet Sierra 1988. Big old fucking thing. But that's too much truck for me. I'd rather fuck with an S10. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to give me that much truck, give me a fucking K5 Blazer. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Oh, K5's a dope. Okay, what'd he say? C4 and C5 Vet. Mustangs, you say. I like the Fox body of the 94, 98 gen and the 05, 07 gen. Because there was like, okay, I like the Shelbys. And then I like the Salines too, a little later, Yeah, the Salines to some folks, it may look like Euro trash, but you know what I'm saying? They kind of brought it back, It's kind of like, the Euro, I guess, the Euro version of a Shelby. But the Shelby Cobras ain't nothing to fuck with, hands down. For real. They ain't nothing to fuck with, hands down. And he's back. Hey, if you can't operate a manual, you need to turn in your man card. Shit. Well, I remember when driver's ed classes taught you how to drive one. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, man. Mustang, there were the Salines 5.0s, nothing to fuck with, and even higher actually. And then back before that, it was Shelby's wrecking shit. And yeah, they brought back the Shelbys. That's pretty nice. I would be fucking with Dodge. I like the Challengers, but you know what? They haven't put out a Plymouth in a while. They haven't fucked with the Plymouth in a while, and they need to put back out the Plymouth. They need to put back out the Mercury. They need to put back out the Pontiac. They need to put back out the Oldsmobile, sorry. But the fucking we do see Challenger. I mean, shit, we got a Challenger out now. We got a demon charger out now. Where the fuck is the Barracuda? Barracuda.
Your privilege is showing. So back in the day, you remember those cars that came out back in the day? They used to be called Chargers, Challengers, and whatever.
Yeah,
You
them
know those
joints.
aren't the cars that are coming out today, right? I
Resto
know
mod. I have
you were
nothing
back
wrong
in
with.
the day.
I like the bodies.
You were there back in the
Bodies are
day.
dope.
So I'm saying
Yeah,
that shit.
I like the bodies, man. That's that shit, man. You know, I mean, just saying. I remember when you still got roasted if you couldn't drive a manual. You stick driver. Rick could just sit on the stick and just drive that fucker.
Yeah.
Oh,
And don't anybody fucking talk shit about fucking people who drive stick shift. Like, I. But here's
that
the thing.
prevents you from
This is where
driving
we are
drunk,
now.
and it prevents you from getting it stolen.
No, it doesn't.
It served
It does not prevent you from driving drunk. Don't you say that.
Who does that still? I mean, like,
Me.
I couldn't do that. Fuck that. You know.
I did from a metal concert 2 weeks ago.
Oh god.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Susan Tube. I'm sorry I drove drunk. You're gonna ban Psychosoap for me saying that I drove drunk. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Oy vey. I'm sorry. It's my fault. What can I do about it?
PNC, whose channel was you on in which you got it banned? I guess he's like in and out like the burger. I don't know. Radical Rafter say Chevy's V8 sound better than Ford V8s in my opinion. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna front on that. You know, you put one on an Impala, it's nothing to fuck with. You could put one on a Caprice, it's nothing to fuck with. That same Chevy V8 can also go into a Grand National. Buicks ain't nothing to fuck with. No problem. But, you know, I mean, and that's what I say. The Ford gets it right when it comes to the Mustang. And I did see when they resto modded like the T-Bird. And this was a T-Bird from shit. And I see it around. It was like from 2010. And it kind of looks like the one from 64, 65. And that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? The bodies are right. But then again, the engines are what matters. You know what I'm saying? And yes, that's right, Riggs. Yo, the Chargers was starting to do something in 06, 05. They were starting to look like muscle cars. But then when it came to 07, they started looking like fucking family cars. You get that girl boss energy the fuck out of Dodge right now. And I mean that shit. Because that was just whack. But somebody talked about it and they had to get it together. Yeah. So,
I'm gonna shit on somebody right now. I'm gonna piss on your Cheerios right now. And I'm gonna piss all over your Cheerios. And you're gonna have floods spilling over into your drain right now. Your Cheerios fuck. If you bought a Dodge Charger in 2003, 2004, whatever year that those whatever year that was, you're stupid. Because that is not a muscle car. That is a family car that had a nice motor put in it. And they had it put in it because policemen wanted to drive that car. And if you drive a Dodge Charger 2004 for your local law enforcement, you can eat my ass. Yes, you can eat my ass. I'm sorry. Not the families. Families can eat my ass too, but like locally law enforcement can eat my ass. And if you're serious about driving that car that represents local law enforcement between the years of 2002 and 2025, you can eat all of my asshole. And that's what's going to happen. If it's a Dodge Charger, if it's a Ford Escape with a stupid motor in it, when they step on you, can hear, "Whoa!" Like that's not a grocery getter, you F words. Like, no, that's not what's happening. This is where we live in. This is why Psycho Soap has a channel, because we have to defend our freedom. And you can cut my ass off whenever you want to. I'm gonna fight for my freedom and your freedom, sir, because you know me, and this is bullshit. Because we would not have. Yeah, I'm there, motherfucker. We do not have a space for this shit, except for the fucking internet. I don't even know where Psychosoap's from. I think he's from Ohio. Am I wrong? I'm drunk. It doesn't matter. I love all of you brothers from around this fucking world. And you know what? If you live in the UK, I'm sorry. The UK, yeah, based on that picture there. If you live in the UK is fucked, by the way. I love my brothers from the UK. You are here because we are in one heart and one idea. But you see that shit on the screen right now, Mr. Psychosoap is posting? That's what we need, motherfuckers. And this guy, there was a guy who had a mustache. He had an idea. This guy had nothing but a mustache and an idea. And he said, you know what? I'm going to fix this shit. He created Volkswagen. He said, you know what? I'm going to create the car of the people. And they said, fuck you, motherfucker. We're going to blow your ass up. And that's what happened. Here we are.
Dodge Intrepid. Oh shit, I remember that. That
I
hybrid,
dodge cars
that
on the highway.
Dodge hybrid Mitsubishi shit. Nah, bro. I think they tried to do that 3000 GT in American style is what I thought the Dodge Intrepids were. Like that was insane. And what I didn't like about the Dodge too, like I'd say post 07. Yeah, when you had said that the fucking, that back here when you said, oh boy, Riggs, back when you said that motherfucker got turned into a family sedan and shit. Yeah, that was fucked up. And get this though, they put the fucking battery. It's not sitting in the fucking next to the engine block. None of that. That battery is sitting in because they crammed everything into it. This happened with the Avenger 08. True story. Now that's what they should have did. Made the Avenger the family sedan, but then again they made the Charger that, and then for some strange reason the fucking Avenger was looking like the Charger. I don't know. It must have been at the work of a jealous Karen. But they put the battery under the wheel well. What the fuck does a jump look like when your battery is under the wheel well? Oh, Dodge Stealth. Okay. So the Dodge Stealth was much like the 3000 GT20. It was one of them damn Dodges, man. That sounded familiar to me. One of those. It was one of those.
It looks like your car's getting molested. Oh, sorry, word shouldn't say. But you know what? I used to own a Dodge Neon. Are you telling me that's the same way? It might have been.
No, the Dodge Neon stayed the Dodge Neon for a while, and then the Neon got turned into the Dart. Right? Because they had the Avenger, Stratus, Cirrus, Neon. Neon is now the Dart today. The Avenger's still around. The Stratus and Cirrus got turned into the Charger. Battery in the wheel well.
To be fair, the SRT4 was a pretty fucking cool vehicle. That is a one-off few years. The SRT4 in blue or yellow or some other color. That was a pretty fucking cool vehicle. But that is a one-off. Don't you ever fucking buy a Dodge Neon and expect to get good fuel mileage out of it like my retarded ass did when I was in the military. Don't you ever do that shit. Don't you ever buy a Dodge Neon, Dodge Dart, Dodge Avenger going, hey, this is a family car. I'm going to get good mileage out of this shit. No, your stupid ex-wife will tell you otherwise. Don't do that shit.
PNC, was that Dodge Neon an SRT Hemi and above?
No.
Well, damn, it was a fucking four-banger. Well, the Dodge Neon I got was a four-banger, but my stupid ass, get this. My stupid ass was going to get my brother from work. He worked at a grocery store at the time. He's out here with me. Now, I went to go get him, but I was so hopped up on fucking caffeine the night before, drinking energy drinks, then going tired as fuck, going to pick him up, and then I fucking rear end a damn Ford Explorer. Now, mind you, I am less than a mile away from the police station. And guess who came got us? The fucking fire department. What the fuck? It was stupid, man. It was stupid.
Oh, of course. And they were looking to flex on your ass too. Fuck the fire department, by the way. And this is a hot take. You fucked. This is not true.
Yeah, he's hot
across
taking
the
like a
board.
motherfucker.
By the
dude.
way, yes, I'm hot taking. But by the way, this is not across the board. I have good brothers who work in the fire department across this country, yada yada. They're not all terrible. This is not true for cops. ACAB, by the way. But for fire department, yes, there is a gray area. ACAB, all cops are bastards, by the way. If you haven't remembered from St. Floyd's exploits, and Psycho Soap, I want to talk to you about that shit, by the way. It doesn't have to happen this second, but St. Floyd, I want to talk to you about St. Floyd. Not this second, but I want to talk to you about it. But fire department, by the way, ACAB, let's be real. Now, 75% of firefighters support 95% of policemen. 95% of policemen support 100% of the violence in this state against people like you and people like me. Whoever you are, I love you guys. Whoever you are, cops support violence against people like us because all we do is want freedom. And they don't. They want to support the state. They want to support feminism. They want to support butt sex. They want to support whatever it is. They want to support that. They love it. They love that shit.
They do.
And that's what they support. Shelby County Fire Department. Shelby County Sheriff's Office. Yes, I just doxed myself. Come find me. You won't find me. But Shelby County, Alabama, Roll Tide. You won't find those people. Because you know why? They're good people sometimes. And this is where we are. Roll Tide.
War Eagle,
Oh,
motherfucker.
I'm good with that too. Let's go. I'm good with that too. Let's go.
No, I'm from Oklahoma, man. It's Boomer Sooner all day.
I
But
lived there.
They
I
better
lived there
stop
for
with this
5 years.
boomer shit.
I love those people too. I lived there for 5 years.
Hey, man. Shit. Yeah, I am happy. I mean, shit. Here tomorrow, there'll be some preseason games. I'm going to fucking check that out. St. George, Kirby. Yeah, like, what the fuck? What'd you say, Riggs? Yeah, there was some Ben Diesels in the fucking international Dodges. We didn't get okay. The diesels that we did get that were in the Dodge vehicles, they were either Jeep or some shit like that.
Jeep.
That I noticed.
Jeep. Don't.
Yeah, we're not gonna go with it. But
Yeah,
Riggs
I
say,
muted myself.
I drove a 2015 Dart of a chick I was banging, and it drove like heart. Well, shit. Because the first fucking thing to go is the power steering on that motherfucker, man. And number two, the motor mounts go to. The motor mounts go to. You talking about Dodge Caliber diesel?
So what you're saying is the Chrysler motor goes out just like a one.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Chrysler.
Like
dude.
just an motor.
If I can get a Ford and a Chevy guy to agree, just talk about Dodge.
How many? You want to
Okay,
talk?
you roboting, man. You roboting.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you was roboting just a while ago.
Oh, we
Shit.
good now?
Yeah, we
We good
good.
now?
Hey, JR's back. Okay.
We good now? Okay. If
Yeah.
you want to talk about, you want to talk about Bidening or Obama or whatever, like Dodge Motors are the ultimate of that shit. I owned a
How the
Dodge. And
fuck?
I'm stupid for owning a Dodge Neon. I should not have. I should have bought a 05 Mustang. I'm stupid. I was in the military. All right. If you're in the military, by the way, and this is some cuck shit. It's not cuck shit, but like I was in the military.
Don't you
It's
bring
not-
that cuck shit into my channel.
It's not cuck shit. The stuff that normal men talk about. I was there man, I had a wife from 2005 to 2009 years later. And whatever. There
Okay.
are some good women out there. She did some good shit for me, but like, you know, at the end of the day, she had one concern, and it was cha-ching. And that's what happens. And that's where we get here. Because you get these women, they're great. There are fantastic women. I mean, fantastic. But at the end of the day, until when it comes time for the piper to pay the toll. Now, if you are the piper and your grandfather has lots of money, that's great. If you're the piper and you work for some company who's a startup and you're stupid and they haven't figured out what you're going to do yet, and you invest in Bitcoin or whatever, that's cool. But you know what? If you invested in shitcoin, or I don't even have money in these fucking coins. I work my ass off every day. If you're a guy who works his ass off every day, how many women you got looking you up? Now, by the way, my Tinder profile is pretty decent.
You actually got one, dude? Oh,
yeah,
no.
I do. I have a Tinder profile. You can suck my nuts. I have a Tinder profile because it's fun. Because I get 3 different types of women. The only holes, the women who have, some of them send me to buy content. Of course I don't. And every once in a while, you get this woman who's like, you know what? Let's hang out. I'm like, all right, let's chit chat some shit. That almost never happens. I'm dude. Now I was in there college, like oh shit. What year is this? 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I was on there. I used to get women. That was 8 years ago. I don't even do that shit anymore. By the way, this is a Friday night. I'm talking to you motherfuckers. Like, let's be real. I'm talking to you motherfuckers on a Friday night. I'm not hanging out with some stupid woman. Like,
Yay.
This is what we do. Like, I love you guys. This is why we're talking some shit right now. Because I am not hanging out with these 304s. Like, this is what we do. Like, this is Friday. We're chilling. We're having fun, man. Psycho Soap is where it's at. This guy's been doing it for years now. Yeah, this motherfucker, Psycho Soap, he's been doing it for a long time now. In case anybody's on the fence right now. Psycho Soap has been on the fence for... No, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Psycho Soap has been doing this for a long time now. Like, Psycho Soap and I used to have some good fucking chats on Father Saunders' channel like years ago. And we do the whatever. I don't know. I'm here for it, man. It's your turn. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Oh, hey, I like
I'm not done. Don't you fucking think I'm not done. I'm just gonna shut up.
I'm gonna show you. Look at the puppy. Oh, no. Whoa. I know what the fuck that is. Nope. We can't do that. But
look here. If my boss saw me protruding that, he would chew your ass.
Oh, look at the puppies. Oh, look. He's been surrendered. He probably came from a dog fight. Look at. Oh, they took him home. Oh, look. Ebony and Ivory. Oh, look at that.
How much do you Ebony and Ivory? If you motherfuckers have ever had a job where you gotta deal with your boss and your boss is a dickhead, what are you gonna do? No. Psycho Soap, we're going there, buddy. If your boss is a dickhead, what are you gonna do? You gonna walk into your boss and say, man, you're hurting my feelings, man. What are you gonna do? Oh, the Gen Z guys are like, man, my boss is hurting my feelings. What's he gonna do? I work for a boomer, and I'm not the only one. Like, and this is I love you guys. I am here with you guys. I love you
You're not
guys.
the only
And I want
one
to
that
figure
works
this
for
out. We're
Obama.
here together. It's there are people in our community who have problems finding jobs, and this is a problem that we have. I don't have. I have a job. So does Mega Soap. I don't know what he does, but we have we have jobs. Arrgh! Don't you make me dare! Don't you dare make me imitate my boss.
Look at the puppies. Oh. Look at puppies. Hey, puppy. There will be no thirsty soap today. We will not have any. We will not speak of the DNI today. We will not be speaking of her today. There will be no Tulsi Gabbard talk or no Kim Iverson talk, mister. No.
That's
Don't like it.
no.
Shit. There will be no
Sorry,
thirsty.
with you, but no. Don't mean no Tulsi talk here.
Motherfucker, you is on some robot shit. Robity, you big robity. What are you doing? Hey, that's Psyche Soap channel. You go, guys. You put the likes up. You go to my channel, and you better watch my show. The things that make you go, hey, where's K-Flan? K-Flan, I shall summon thee, K-Flan. K-Flan, zap him, K-Flan. Hey, where's the zap you, K-Flan?
Are you saying you have logical community ideas on most things that involve humans? What?
Zap
what
him.
are you doing?
Yeah. Zap him, K-Flan. All right, fellas. You are now in the bucket. You are now rocking with the best. I'm going to go ahead and put this motherfucker in the can. Not you, PNC, but this show. I'm going to get on about this motherfucker. Y'all go over there. Oh, who's out here rocking shit? Who's doing anything? Okay, RGE's probably doing this thing because it is Friday. And then there's like, oh, Dak got a video out. Yeah, RGE is out. Kingy got something. Oh, dude. Before
I
I
think we've
go,
known for a while that the Zionists have quite the grip on our social media. But now Netanyahu is essentially calling for war with social media companies, saying the algorithm needs to change. He's calling for censorship.
It's very hard to fight the the deception, the lies, the
the truth about you, and it's hurting your feelings because you're doing a fucking genocide. Because I'm triggered. Motherfucker.
And he gets to say that shit all day long, and it's fucking fine when he says it. It's fine when he says it. Let's support whatever Netanyahu says. Fuck that. We can support whatever he says because it's genocide, and we're fine with it because it's the people in Gaza. You know what? I love the people in Gaza. I put my heart out to the people in Gaza. Don't you? Oh, look. Are you putting? No. Put that shit back. You put that shit back. I love the people in Gaza. You watch the videos of Israel blowing the crap out of those people while they're trying to defend their own hospital. And all they want to do is love their own people and do what they do every day. They love those people. I'm in a soapbox. Soap, you better fucking let me soapbox. I'm in a soapbox because I love those people. And I'm not going to jake you the gate, whatever. But I love the people of Gaza because you know what? And I was in high school. We're going back to high school. I'm 36 years old, fucking stupid fucks. I'm 36 or 37. I'm too drunk to remember. But it doesn't matter because you know what? Back in high school, one of my best friends was Palestinian. His dad. By the way, if you live in Alabama, you know who Alexander Shinar is. All right. That clearly did not hit what it was supposed to. If you live in Alabama, Alexander Sonora has the most billboards of anyone alive. If anyone lives long enough to see when we go to Mars, we have already been to Mars. By the way, I was in the military. We've been to Mars. Doesn't matter. But, mainstream, if we've been to Mars, Alexander Sonora has been there first. I hate this shit, by the way. I'm sorry, Psychosoap. This shit pisses me off because I get in these crosshairs. I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I dealt with some bullshit. I've dealt with shit that I cannot talk about on the stream. And there's some bullshit between what you talk about, what Father Saunders talks about, and what Devin Stack talks about. And then Chronic's in the middle. But, I hate this shit because this is where we're at. Fuck our government. There's a reason they pay me every month, first of all. It's a collection fee. It's not enough. It's for feminism and butt sex. It's for feminism and butt sex. That's what they pay me for. Because they know I won't kill them tomorrow. I'm sorry, I just said that on YouTube. Minecraft them. But, this is where we're at, man. And this is not me expressing some rage, but, this is where we're at, guys. And I want you guys to understand that. Because Psychosoap is one of the best channels that we can have access to right now because we talk some shit, we have some fun. This is what we're looking for. There's some bullshit going on. Psychosoap is not down with the bullshit. I'm not down with the bullshit. And we need to chill out. We need to have some fun. All you can do right now is hang out, listen to what's going on. And I'm on the same page because I have started, and yes, and by the way, Psychosoap, I've been drinking. You better cut me off anytime you want me to. But I started researching this shit back in 2014. I was in the United States Air Force at this point, and I was flipping out when Sandy Hook happened. If any keywords, you shut me off. But Sandy Hook happened back in 2000. I don't care what number it was. Whenever Sandy Hook happened. And I was flipping out because I was in a military hospital at the time. And those people were like, you know what? Oh, goodness. It's an AR-14. It's a shotgun. Blah, 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 blah. Gooning material. AR-14 gooning material. It's an AR-14 with a gooning that thought. I'm a military veteran, motherfuckers. You guys have heard me talk on Father Saunders. You guys have heard me go hard on Father Saunders. And I want you to understand.
I know, Father.
And you have two Psychosoap. You have two Psychosoap. You've been there.
No. What?
I have no weapons. I have no guns. I have no guns except for my 18-inch sword that I bought from Academy Sports and Outdoors. That's the only weapon I have. Come from me, baby. That's where we're at right now.
What up?
That's it. I'm done. I'm muting myself.
I have been to Saturn, and I've been to Jupiter too. No, come on.
Of cerebral palsy or other congenital diseases that leave them emaciated. And Israel is, of course, accused of starving children, pretty much the way that in the Middle Ages Jews were accused of killing Christian children for their blood. So, what do you do against the lie that circles the earth 10 times before the truth has a chance to emerge? You have to shorten the war as speedily as possible.
No. I'm sorry. So. I'm sorry. But the fact that he was willing to say that. No. We're going to talk about that. I don't care what the conversation is. Let's start it over. This motherfucker just said out of his own mouth that he was talking about children's sacrifice, blood sacrifices. We don't even talk about that. That's him. What did he just say? Let's talk about it. That's it. I'm shutting up. Let's talk about it. He said it, not me, not you.
Times before the truth has a chance to emerge. You have to shorten the war as speedily as possible. And frankly, we also have to do something about the algorithms and the social networks. This is a big challenge.
It's a lie, he says. All of the dead children, that's a lie. We're not killing dead children. And all the ones that have starved that you've seen pictures of, oh, those were just ones with cerebral palsy. Don't worry about them, right? Doesn't that sound kind of like the Holocaust? Does he not hear himself? Who was it that the
What?
Nazis got rid of first? It was the disabled, those who were not as physically fit, those who were not as desirable. Those are the ones that died first. It's okay, though. You know, they had problems. They weren't perfect people. And so here he is saying, you know, the kids that are dying, they have issues. They have issues that cause them to be malnourished. And sure, we weren't giving them all of the proper nutrition they needed, but, you know, the weak die first. He actually says more here in a minute. I'm going to show you in regards to that. But there he is calling for social media to be censored. He's saying that the algorithms need to be changed. And you know, when he's saying something like this, it's going to happen. And it's already started to happen. We just saw the pedophile that was running Twitter's censorship program for the Israelis. He's now been shipped off to Israel. No consequences,
Yep, we just talked about that for real.
charges against him. I'm sure he's still
By
operating
the
and running Twitters or X.
by the way, she's a woman. Do you ever? And this is excuse me for like, you know, resting on my laurels here, but like, you know, let me bust my nut here. I'm a military veteran. I know blah 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 doesn't mean shit anymore, but like, do you understand? There are women who wear the uniform of a military hero right now. No, and I know. Thank you, Trump. Thank you for my military heroes. I'm a masturbated with these military heroes when they go into Bangor, Maine, when they're headed overseas to do some mission they don't care about. Oh, our Psycho Soap, do you want me to go hard on this shit right now? If you don't, tell me to shut up.
We good.
Because I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah, shut
You
up.
want me to go hard?
X's,
I'm a
social
military
media
vet. Like, I
censorship
can tell you
campaigns.
some shit.
But now there's also, it turns out this woman here, Erica Mindel, TikTok has overhauled its hate speech rules. It has banned users from calling the IDF terrorists. It has also narrowed its supremacy clause. It used to say all racial supremacy was wrong. Now it just says white supremacy is wrong only. So any other type of racial supremacy is okay, except white supremacy, which is
You ain't even doing left wing right. Like, what the fuck, bitch?
very bizarre to shift that. Why would you need to shift that? What is it? What group is claiming superiority that you feel like you need to change it to where only white superiority is banned and negative, but no other? And I'm sure it's more than one group that's been. I could think of just off the top of my head like 2 or 3 groups. But strange thing to be doing that. So she is a former. Who is this person? Well, she is a former IDF instructor and self-described proud Zionist.
Uh-oh.
That's who she is. So IDF instructor, proud Zionist. She is now in charge. She's just been hired 14 days ago or so, 2 weeks ago, or recently. So this is what in July this is Grok confirming this. Yes, TikTok hired Erica Mindel, a former IDF instructor, as public policy manager for hate speech in July of 2025. Her role involves shaping policies, monitoring trends, and focusing on anti-Semitism, per reports from Economic Times, Jerusalem Post, and the New Arab. Why would social media companies even go along with this, is what I'm trying to figure out. Why would they go along with the Israelis' plot employed
We
to...
all know. I'm gonna answer that
to
shit. We all know what the social media companies will go on with that, because the social media companies are all owned by the same people who own everybody else.
Let me give you a hint. Let me give you a hint.
Real
It's
clear.
this guy right here. But yeah,
That's real clear. And I work for I have worked for the government. There is only one group of people who have the money to control the data frame that controls everything else that these stupid fucks load onto social media. Oh, look, I had a waffle omelet for breakfast. Oh, look, I had a fucking, look at my boyfriend did to me today. Like, oh, look, this, Like, what it doesn't matter. Everybody's loading social media every single fucking day. So
That's true.
interrupt
though.
me. You know I'm wasted. Interrupt me. Let's go.
Change the algorithms. Why do they even go along with this? Because there's a lot of money. I mean, I think that when we saw what happened with Elon Musk after he bought X, and he was kind of saying certain things about Israel or about Jews, and what happened? Suddenly, all these advertisers says we're pulling out. You're going to lose, your billions of dollars of investment into X. The next thing we saw was Elon Musk was in Israel doing his pilgrimage, and he comes back and he suddenly is
Elon.
pro-Israel. And so there's
Fuck
clearly a lot of
Elon.
sway there. There's
Fuck him in his
clearly
booty hole. No,
a
fuck
real
Elon and
reason
his
for
booty
these social
hole.
media companies
This
to
is
put
an
in
Air
IDF
Force
instructors
veteran.
and
Fuck Elon and
IDF
his booty hole.
pedophiles in charge
Eat that
of
shit.
their social media algorithms and censorship. And they're doing it, and that's the scary part. So this war that he's waging, this is going to be the easiest war he's ever fought. He's been bombing 7 countries. Now he's going to bomb social media, but no need to bomb social media. All you have to do is just threaten them with money being pulled. I want to show you this clip. This is from the same interview on trigonometry, and Netanyahu is talking about, there's some members of his political government that are very extreme. We've talked about them a lot, Ben Gvir and Smotrich, right? These are extremely hardline genocidal maniacs, and they're questioning Netanyahu why he allows these voices to be amplified, and that's maybe part of the perception problem. Now, these two on trigonometry, they're pro-Israel. And so, there's this kind of thinking that, well, the reason why you're having this perception problem, the reason why you're losing the propaganda campaign, the reason Israel's losing the propaganda campaign is because children are being killed at a very high rate, and we're seeing it live streamed on our social media apps. So that is why they're losing the prop. It's not because one side's better at telling stories than the other. We're literally not needing a story to be told. We're watching it.
Oh boy.
But people are still under the belief it's just the stories that are being told and the voices that are being amplified, and they're questioning him on this. Now Netanyahu says what sounds like, nice and, no, I don't, their agenda is not my agenda. But I want you to listen all the way to the very end, because what he says at the very end is actually the most shocking part of this clip.
There are critics of yours, Prime Minister, who will say, well, part of the reason that Israel is losing the propaganda war is when you have ministers like Smotrich making incendiary or inflammatory comments, and there doesn't seem to be any particular pushback from your government to this. They go, well, what does the Prime Minister really believe?
Well, what I believe, I say. In a parliamentary system, people are free to say. Sometimes they say things they don't quite mean.
Bullshit. Come on, dude.
It happens all the time. It happens in any parliamentary system, as you know.
You damn right. Bullshit does happen all the time in any parliamentary system, even when it's concerning you, man. That's real. Fuck that.
And it happens in Britain too. But I think that on the whole, the people, the government is united. Most of the people are united, not all. You have a very active fringe.
Prime Minister, forgive me, but these aren't parliamentarians. These are people who are part of your government, and they remain part of your government after they say these things that to many people, even your friends, sound a little bit like ethnic cleansing is being discussed.
Well, we're not discussing ethnic cleansing, and to the extent that we have these conversations around the cabinet, the security cabinet, that is actually not being discussed by these people. But they have disagreements with me. That's part of a parliamentary coalition, and they can leave. And in fact, some of them have left the government in the course of this war. They came back because they disagreed with my decisions on hostage negotiations. They left, or they voted against, or they did both. And that's common. And to describe this as anything but unique, this is a democracy. I think there too, come on, understand, very well how that works in Britain and how it works elsewhere. I don't condone the idea of the ethnic cleansing. I don't seek to occupy Gaza and settle it. I think that our goal there is to make sure that we have a security belt, a security cordon, which we'll probably.
But Prime Minister, may I just interrupt? When you have your finance minister making a speech and talking about occupying Gaza, and there doesn't seem to be any pushback within the government, people quite rightly, in my opinion, would say, well, surely aren't you condoning that type of rhetoric?
No.
And it's exacerbating Israel's PR problem.
I disagree completely. When somebody says that, and I'm asked, is that your policy? And I said, no, it's not my policy. I don't intend to build settlements or communities in Gaza, and not Israeli ones. I want a non-Israeli civilian governance after that is committed to living in peace with us and doesn't condone terror, educate their children to terror, finance terror, or launch terror, which is what Hamas does, and frankly, what the Palestinian Authority would do too. So we're not going that route. But I don't want to build Israeli communities there, and I've said it openly. And they asked me, your Minister of Finance says this, and what do you say? Well, I say I disagree with him, and I say that he's entitled to say his things. That's not ethnic cleansing. It's a view, it's a legitimate view, which I happen to disagree with. But I can tell you that I think there too, the statements that nullify and challenge the various lies that are leveled at us, you just can't keep up with it. It's like a flood. I'm too busy winning the war, sometimes winning the actual war, to debunk every single lie that is put against us or against me. You're vilified, you're a war criminal, you're a demon, you're demonized all the time. And it just say, noise. Put that aside. Win the war, win it judiciously, use just means, and have in a just war that.
No, but you won the war. You went in to not only the West Bank, to not only Gaza, but to also South Syria. You also went into Lebanon. So don't give me all this trunk mouth bullshit.
You have to win if you're going to live and survive in this very brutal era. And let me tell you, we will win it. And I think we'll win the peace with it too. Because I think in our area, guess what? In your area too, people respect the strong. And the strong have to win. The strong can be evil or they can be good. But you cannot lose. If you lose, nobody will make alliances with you. Nobody will make
So victory matters, no matter who or what is trying to wage the war. Oh, I get it.
Peace with you. You make peace with the strong. You make alliances with the strong. The strong survive. But the strong survive not only through their guts, but also through their wits and through their commitment to their cause. And my cause is the survival of the one and only Jewish state, often against incredible vilification and lies. But that's the way this cookie crumbles, but the state of Israel will not.
He said it to us right there. The strong could be evil. Doesn't matter. The strong win. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Could be evil. Could be good. The strong win. And my only goal, and it's those that have a conviction to their beliefs, which he has, the Jewish state, which didn't exist in many people alive today, their lifetime. When they were born, it did not exist. Now suddenly it exists. And he's fighting not for the survival of it. That's not the right term, because there are many, many people today who are alive. And when they were born, the state of Israel wasn't around. All the boomers, basically, the older boomers. So this isn't about survival, obviously. I mean, you and I already know this, right? This is about the creation of a Jewish state and continuing that creation and continuing the expansion of it. So that's what it's really about. But he says it right there to us, the strong. It's about being strong. So he doesn't really care if there's evil in his plan or ploy or whatever it is he's doing. What he cares most about is he strong and is he going to win? And as long as he's strong, you'll respect the strong, and that's the end of the story. It doesn't matter how evil that strong is, strong survives. And that's what I've figured is his end game this whole entire time, that he's going full steam ahead on a genocide, taking Gaza today, it'll be West Bank soon, and he's going to do it because he knows that it's now or never. You either do it because the world is turned on Israel. The world has seen what Israel is. The world doesn't want anything to do with Israel, and the world believes Israel's evil. And so he knows it's time to do it now before the world shuts him down. And so he will go into full genocide mode. He already has. in order to accomplish that. No genocidal maniac says, yes, I'm committing a genocide. Of course they don't. They make excuses for it. They say it's something else, but we all know exactly what it is because we're seeing it live streamed to our phones, and he doesn't want that either. That's why he's waging war with social media algorithms, and he's ensuring that the right people, IDF people, are being put in place at these social media platforms like TikTok and X and everywhere else, and ensuring that pretty soon we're going to start seeing, and I'm already starting to see it on my algorithm. When I jump onto Twitter, I feel like all I see is pro-Israel content at this point. I see a lot of defense of Israel, a lot of defending, and I don't even know what it is they're originally defending. You know, they're defending something that was said, and I didn't even get to see the original thing that was said. And now suddenly I'm just seeing a barrage of the Zionists going and defending whatever this, and then I have to go and hunt down, well, what was the original thing you guys are all mad about? So I think the algorithm shift is already happening because Netanyahu's made a big stink about it, and the Israelis have, and they have a lot of power and money and backing. And so 7 countries bombing them wasn't enough. Committing genocide wasn't enough. Here's Netanyahu now waging a complete war on algorithms.
Now that was crazy.
Thank you for watching
Now,
this clip
you guys,
from the full Kim Iverson show.
You guys check her out. That's Kim Iverson. And you are in the bucket with the soap. And, you know, check me out next time, because next week we're going to get into some shit. Usually it's been, you know, a little faster in the news cycle, but, you know, we're kind of on the same topics. No problem. We can still talk about it. I'll put up my panel from here on out and hopefully get to the show on time. Shit. Bye, Psyche. So you know what? Shit. What I may go ahead and do is going ahead and knock off for real. And then you'll be getting a rumination, thank goodness. And there's already the things that make you go. Bye, Psyche. So shit. Do not become a one of them motherfuckers that'll make you go. Because you might lose your foot or something. Get into one of them damn Tokyo drifts, and that's your ass. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and end the show. And I'll be seeing you fellas later. Anybody that's out, you know, tell them Psyche Soap sent you. Get them likes up. Get the replay gang on over here. We had a really good show today. And shit. Let me go on ahead and make my move. But before I make my move, I got to find the move maker. Where is that motherfucker? It is not there. There it is, man. Here we go. So I'm going to put that on.
You shot. What? Oh, you shot. Oh, I do it walk. And you know I said so. You know that I do what I want. Get you. To beat you. What I want. Say the boy. So. You like my singing? Yeah. Now, what we gonna do? We're gonna mellow it out again. Yeah. Time, all right? Whatever I do, what I want. I said so. You know that I do what I want. Yeah, I'll get you, beat you, catch you, sipping on my show. Yeah, I'm so. Come on now. You better like this song. Show.